Hi, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night. Now, normally you would hear me saying, welcome to the Troubleshooters. However, we are putting the Troubleshooters on hiatus as we have a very special event this evening. I reached out to some friends of mine and said, hey, would you mind playing a one-shot with me? And they all surprisingly said yes. I don't know why that's surprising, but it surprised me. I was super excited to have them all join me. So, tonight we are running a one-shot called the Aldameer Mysteries, and I am glad and privileged and blessed to have three of my friends, Jenny Loveday, Tony Winslow-Brill, and Ed Greenwood himself, all here playing with me tonight.
Yeah.
And we're going to say some announcements here about upcoming things. July virtual D&D weekend is coming up soon, so don't forget you can come play with me and some of these other wonderful people. I think Ed might be busy, but you know. Also, I will be at Gen Con Live, so if you are in the Indianapolis area come September, that is the 16th to the 19th. I've got to check those dates, but I'm pretty sure. You can come and play D&D with me live and in person. Come on down. Yes, JT, I am excited. Next week, we will be back with the Troubleshooters. We only have, what did we say, four more episodes, I believe, in this season. So North America is strange, and the denizens therein are even stranger, as they have found ley lines, twisted trance, and a druid that is leading them to meet the Sibyl. Join us next week for the next episode of the Troubleshooters. But for tonight, let's get into the Aldameer Mystery. Uh, with my new and my friends here. So a little bit about Aldameer. Aldameer is a city that has a long history, mostly in being overtaken, as it is a port city on a river. It sits high above on a rocky cliff overlooking this wide river. It has been overrun by one faction or another throughout the years, and as it has sits now, the last couple of centuries, it has had the name of Aldameer. It is made up of several different wards. The ones tonight that we're going to worry about the most are the Mud Ward and the Fountain Ward. The Mud Ward is mostly a forgotten place, downtrodden, those of themselves who find themselves in poverty or just on the outs with the guards find a home in the Mud Ward. As it is this place, they themselves have banded together, taking fierce opposition against anyone who is from the outside. Most of the time, the Mud Ward is overlooked, so things that happen aren't really a guard's problem. But when you have a missing merchant turn up dead, that draws the attention of people. Specifically, a man by the name of Arkin Lang. He has hired these three individuals because, one, they're unknown. Two, because they're unknown, they're not going to be a problem in the Mud Ward. And because he wants to keep this on the down low. While this merchant wasn't as influential as others, you still don't want a murder getting out, especially in the Mud Ward, because who knows what that might incite. And as we begin, we descend on the Bowl and Hammer, a small pub lying just outside of the Mud Ward itself. It's not too bawdy, but you can tell that the denizens are a mix of those from the coin and those from the Mud Ward who happen to have a bit of coin in their pocket. Arkin sits in the back corner, quietly nursing a drink as he waits for his individuals to walk in. And I will start with Ed. Go ahead and describe your character and your character's name, please.
Tashrava Moonwinter is a half-elf wizardess. She prefers to use that term. She's bookish. You would think of her as a librarian, a mild-mannered, slender, short, not very strong, puny-looking, prim and proper-looking, but with a twinkle in her eye, librarian. That's what you'd see coming towards you. She doesn't clank with armor. She's just clad in what looks like nice clothing, simple clothing, and she smiles winsomely as she drifts through the Ball and Hammer looking for trouble. I mean, looking for her employer.
He raises a gloved hand and motions you over,
I
and
come.
then motions towards the to one of the servers to come over and take your order. Jenny, describe your character, please.
I am playing Therian, who is a changeling, ranger, but not your typical ranger, but more, I don't know, mysterious, I suppose. Therian's not quite sure if this whole thing is up to their standards of, you know, taking business, but, you know, friends have asked to tag along, and seems like we can get up to some good trouble here, so.
Excellent. You see the long, dark hair of Arkin sitting in the huddled kind of into his robes. He seems to be wearing something that's much larger than what he himself appears to be. He once again motions you with a gloved hand, motioning to the seat next to him. As the server makes their way over, he sees the last of the party members that he is looking for. Tony, give us a character description.
I have Nidri Sorsana, who is a female Aasimar cleric. She is dressed in what appears to be full plate. Uh, Very neat, very tidy, probably a little too much. It's kind of hard to figure out how somebody with a life of adventure has kept their clothes so clean. She has kind of like a mouse brown hair color. Seems to be very smiling, happy. Her armor is emblazoned with the symbol of Timora, Lady of Luck. And she has like little various books kind of sitting around, hanging off in various places. So.
Excellent. You see the tallow-skinned fellow motion you over with a gloved hand and then offers you the seat in front of him. As all of you get comfortable and place your orders, he, waiting for the drinks to return, once the server has returned with your drinks and has disappeared once again, he clears his throat and looks around, his eyes never quite settling in one place, but kind of drifting every few seconds. Sparkling green, despite his, again, sallow-colored skin. He seems to be almost sickly, but again, he doesn't appear to give off any scent or image that he is frail, but just look, his skin kind of gives you that pallor. He sits there and looks at you, all of you, before speaking, clearing his throat. I know that it is an odd request that I have for you, but understand, I wanted to make sure that I had a hand in whatever's going on prior to the guards mucking up with anything. Holland was a friend of mine, an ally. We had a few deals together. I'm not sure what his purpose for being in the Mud Ward was. My request for you is to simply find out what happened to him and why he was there. If there isn't something nefarious going on, I would like to get out ahead of it if I can. What questions might you have for me?
What happened to your friend? How was he found?
What did he look like when he was found?
I'm not sure what happened. He was murdered. We only found him because someone in the Mud Ward made an appearance. When you have someone who's in the Mud Ward who doesn't dress as though they belong there, then a scene is to be made. The entirety of the city is important to me, including those who normally get trodden underfoot. As such, I have my own personal ears in all the wards. They're the ones that reported it to me. When they found him, he seemed to be missing his coin, of course, but more importantly, there were odd spots on his skin that seemed to be not belonging to him, of a different color. Heavy stitches were to be seen here and there.
Oh no, was he sick? Did he have a disease?
Not to my knowledge, no, he was in good health. A man barely out of his 20s.
And what happened to the body?
We have secured it away at one of the local temples if you would like to go and see it. It is in repose at this moment.
Suppose we
Have-
could.
Yeah.
You
Ha- ha-
mentioned proper clothing for the Mudward. What would that be?
He kind of motions to himself, and you can see that he's dressed in finer looking clothing. He just kind of says, finer clothing.
Okay. That we can do. You wanted to see this body, then? Suppose we should go do that?
Certainly. He lays a few coins on the table and escorts you to a nearby temple. It is a temple of Sune, or Sun, and you see, look, Ed Scrooge's face. You can see that he is laid out on an altar, and several of the clerics therein are taking care of him. The acolytes are busy tending to him. He seems like he's not been there long, but you quickly, especially Nidra, you would recognize that he has been, general repose has been cast on him.
Okay. Okay. So,
So stitches, you said?
Yes, and he pushes up the sleeve of the robe that is on the man. You can tell it's mud spattered here and there, but it's very nice clothing. You can see a swatch of skin from about here to here that is stitched and is clearly a different color, like does not match the rest of the man's tone.
does it look like it was like a sloppy sort of a job, like kind of a rushed sort of a thing, or was it with skill?
Give me a medicine check.
All right, let me do that for you. Except I think I closed my window on accident. All right, let's see here. Ooh, fancy that. I'm not too bad at that. I got a 25.
Excellent. It does look like it was a skilled hand. The skilled
Hmm.
hand that did the stitch,
Hmm.
the material that was there doesn't seem to be like hospital or clergy type. So it's not like a high quality material.
Okay, but it still seemed like somebody kind of knew what they were doing. Did it look like they were trying
Mhm.
to hide the stitches, or like that it would heal a little bit more unnoticeable, or did it seem they didn't care?
It actually, I'm glad you asked. This looks like the stitches were done over and underneath so that they would heal and the scar tissue would not be seen, or that the graft would be healed up to where there's minimal scar.
I turn to the nearest cleric and say, I have 2 questions. Are there any other stitches on this body? And do any of them look like something's been removed from within and then stitched over?
Um, the
Or
the
added?
Or added, yes.
Oh,
we the acolyte turns and looks at Arkin, who nods his head. The acolyte then starts to like undoing the robe, and you can see the clothes. So like very quickly is exposed. You can see that there are patches of skin here and there, and it's sections of different varying sizes that have been removed and replaced with, the original skin removed and this skin placed on there. It doesn't appear to be that anything has been added, but if any of you or all of you would like to give me a medicine check, you can
Yes.
feel free to do so.
I shall do that. I want to. Oh, excellent.
Ooh,
I got a 22.
Excellent.
I also
18.
want to kind of see if like all the skin looks like it's human skin.
All right.
I got 26.
26, 18, and a 22. So we'll start with the 18. Most of it looks like it was done, but it looks like from what you're seeing, you can tell that the stitching got better as it was practiced on.
Oh, practice makes perfect. That makes sense.
Hmm.
With a 22, you also additionally learn that it is not all human skin. but those that have the patches that are not human are pebbly, and a little rubbery to the texture and touch.
Ooh, it's not smooth. Oh.
Scaly.
With a 26, you recognize that several sections, it's not just the skin. Like that whole portion of a torso had been removed and replaced.
Looks like he's got some, I don't know,
Wow.
lizard spleen? Or
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
well, I mean, okay, to be fair, cannibalism is frowned upon, but if it's not entirely the same, then I do have to agree. Meat would be on the menu.
I need to clarify here.
So terrible.
Party
Light
appreciation.
shines upon the party. Each of you have received a point of luck.
Ooh.
Thank you very much, person. All right,
Thank
so there was also a party appreciation redemption. I told you that we have like the hydrate stretch. The other one's called party appreciation, and then they identify who is doing the appreciating. So they asked the DM to give appreciation to the players. So I will start with Jenny. Jenny, when I first met you, your attitude and personality were so just so wonderful.
top.
Like it's bubbly and just you cannot frown around Jenny unless she is intentionally trying to make you frown, which you can't do anyways because then you're just laughing at her and her attempts to try to make you feel away. So thank you very much for kind of like just being this wonderful personality that I get to have as a friend and enjoy.
Make
Tony,
me blush again.
get used to it. Tony, Tony, not only I'm just going to talk about something I kind of touched on earlier. I have never seen somebody that exudes more strength of character and just perseverance than you. Like I said earlier, I kept seeing things happen and one thing after another, and I'm like, good Lord, I would have been just a broken down man lying in the corner, just like, you know what, I'm done. Somebody else take over. And yet you persevere, and that's just so admirable, and I appreciate it. Also, I am running your adventure from Candlekeep Mysteries, and I absolutely love it. I'm ready to just mess somebody up.
Good.
And the next part is probably going to take the next hour as I go on. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do this with Ed. So a lot of people ask me why 31 years ago, coming up soon, I got into D&D. Friends of mine told me about it, and the first thing that they made me do was read a bunch of books. And this one had this crazy wizard in it named Elminster, and I'm like, this is the craziest, greatest thing I've ever read. Thanks to that man, Ed Greenwood, I play D&D. That's the whole reason I got into it. I was so in love with Faerun and Forgotten Realms and all the stories that came out of it. Not just Ed, but Bob and everybody else like that. I just love all of those. And so a huge thanks to Ed and my appreciation for creating this world that I get to play in and be a part of. So thank you very much for that. Sir.
All my fault.
You take that blame. Damn it.
Yes.
You take that blame right now.
Oof.
All right. That's out of the way. So with that 26 again, it's not it's like sections of it have been taken out and replaced, but you're not sure without actually opening them up if there's anything internally that's missing.
I think we can like probably do without knowing that. I'm
If I
pretty
may ask
sure there's a
another
lizard.
You know what? I got something. We need cheering up. She just randomly opens a book. It says dwell in possibility. That's what we should be doing. That is what Timora tells us right now.
Well,
Think about this.
the possibilities as it currently is, open him, don't open him.
There's one more thing first. Well, let's ask these nice holy folk. Did you discover anything else? Are there any marks on him? Does he have any tattoos? Were there any little, lipstick marks or anything on him anywhere? before you laid him in repose, before we go in, if we go in.
Hate to
The acolytes look at you for a moment, and then one of them shakes their head back and forth, looking again at Arkin, who looks at you kind of with one eyebrow, like, kind of, like.
Arkin, there's something you're not telling us. What is it?
He says, we did cast one additional spell.
okay.
And
We spoke with him past
How
his
did- Well, what did he say? Don't keep us hanging.
He didn't say much. We asked him why he was there, and he only said a name.
and it
Alista.
was
Alista?
Alista.
Have you heard this name before, ever?
No, that's not a name that I know. We asked him why he was there, and he said the boy.
Does he have a child?
Well, the important question now is Alista the same person as the boy, or are we looking for two people now?
As far as I know, he doesn't have any children.
Is he
Well,
single?
I don't think that's relevant.
Well, no, but if he had an Alista who was a lover or a spouse, that's
I would Ed, give me an insight check, please.
That's a good point.
I'm just going to check something because I'm
Certainly.
old and my. Ooh, I get +2. So 22.
All right. When you mention him, like asking about him being married or anything else like that, Arkin's jaw seems to tighten. He seems to be like, it's a touchy question for him. No, he's not married.
How well and closely did you know the deceased, Arkin? If it's not too delicate a question.
You seem quite concerned.
Yes, he was to be a brother. My sister was to be his maid, his bride.
Oh, okay.
It looks like that plan has fallen through.
Does she know about this? Unfortunate.
He narrows his eyes and gives you a look that's, that would have
Don't go
laid
there.
you dead if otherwise. She doesn't know of anything. And as long as you
Tell
are quiet
her.
as well, then she won't know.
Okay. So we shouldn't ask her about Alista.
Once again, if
No,
looks could kill.
Well, that
No.
kind of hamstrings things a little bit, though. I mean, you
Yeah,
never know.
Well,
Yes.
we are adventurers. We could just walk into Mudward and accost people in the street and say, "Hey, do you know Alista?" I mean, it's the sort of nonsense madness that adventurers do. But on the other hand, look at our employer. It seems that this gives him pain, and some discretion should be observed.
Your idea is not entirely bad, though. We could just walk into the mud ward and ask people if they know an Alista. Cousin said he was staying with Alista,
Yeah.
and he didn't give me a
I have
really
no
good
fight.
address. Could you point me in the right
picked up
direction?
my bag at the airport by accident. I realized, but it's like
I mean, far be it from me to, assume, but it does seem like the easy solution is to just ask.
Accost random strangers. Yes.
Well, that's the fun part of it.
doesn't work in our line of work.
Gotta find a good stranger to get all the best looks.
All right.
So that's what
Select
life is
people's-
about. Choosing a quality stranger. I've read lots of books like that. They have squelchy endings.
Ooh, I think I've read
Only
that.
if you're doing it right.
But we're not having a book club right now. We're having a murder mystery party.
I have more books if you want. I mean, they're really good for when we need like inspiration ever. Like right now, it's his dreams and actions must be woven together. I mean, isn't that heartwarming?
Well, I'm just glad it doesn't say Stitch.
Yes, warms my
I mean,
heart.
I could
Yeah,
look
that's
and
it.
find one.
No.
Oh
We're-
boy.
I,
I think we're good.
I gotta give kudos to Tony's prop work with that book. It's like a daily affirmation book.
Nice.
I bought it just.
Oh,
My
that's
hats
commitment.
off. That's fantastic. All right. Any other questions that you have for Arkin or the deceased man here?
Well, I can't speak with the dead. So I don't think I could have any questions for the man. I could ask him, but I don't see him responding.
I mean, are we on
Okay.
a timeline? I could. I really don't like that spell though, but I mean, I
Yeah,
could.
I
I don't have it right now.
it's just a really weird spell.
It's gross.
Arkin, why are you wearing things that don't fit you? Is this a mud ward disguise or something, or what? I'm just
He just
curious.
looks at his clothes and he's like, "These are my clothes."
Have you shrunk
Lost
recently?
weight? Congratulations on your weight loss.
They don't. Now he looks very self-conscious as he's like looking at his clothing. He's
You're
like,
being mean.
Is there more of you to love that we don't know about?
"What?
No.
I don't see how this is helping you find my friend, or found what happened to my friend."
I'm merely being observant. I don't wish to upset you. Could you give us any guidance as to where to start looking? Like Mudward? Would you
Yeah.
start there? Would you go
Where
to
did they
Fountain
find
Ward?
the body specifically? Like,
Yes.
did you do an outline, like paint one?
We found the body in the mud ward.
Right, but I hear it's a very
You
large
speak as if it's one place.
He's like, it was found in the mud ward, on the western edge, nearest the old fountain ward, but
It's like in the street, like up against a building in a basement, like
in an alley.
Hmm.
out. See, we're getting somewhere finally. Useful information.
I have another question. Why is Fountain Ward abandoned? Most cities, people want to live somewhere, and they're always building stuff. Why?
Hmm.
I'm a merchant, not a historian.
I don't
Yes,
think
so
people
merchants
talk
are the
about
people.
that.
Yeah, people are the merchants are the people who buy vacant lots and put up houses and sell them to others or rent them out.
No, that's a real estate
Why?
agent.
I see.
Landlord.
Hmm.
But I don't think that people really talk about that around here, Tashara. It's kind of like
I'm yes, I think you're right. So I guess it's back to find the right random stranger time, which seems to me not the best.
well,
You know.
okay. Can someone take us to this alleyway so that we can canvass the neighborhood? Not the whole ward. That's a really large neighborhood. Maybe like the 6 adjacent houses.
So Arkin, do you want to take us there, or do you want to not be part of this?
For my business and those that I know, I would rather be removed a bit from this.
Okay,
Okay.
so when we find out whatever it is we find out, How do we let you know? Do we come back here to the ball and
Oh,
hammer and go, "Hey,
Yes.
Arkin"?
oh no. I'll send a messenger. Don't worry.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It'll be
Yes.
I'll send a bird to tell you.
You can find me most times in the Bowl and Hammer.
Okay. I'll send a bird. Think an owl or a hawk? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Do you collect birds? Do you have them?
No, I can just.
It opens up her cloak. It's just like different birds. Like,
Oh, what you need, lady?
would you like to take a turn?
It's
Oh,
a faux collection, but it's my own.
I can just ask
God.
any
Come on,
Oh,
take a
bad.
turn.
passing bird to do a small favor for me and deliver a message. Collect them. I let them. I release them.
Are you secretly a Disney princess?
Ah, hey, Frankenfurter's a Disney princess, so you
Oh my
know.
gosh. You're not wrong.
True.
Well, I don't know what this Disney is, but being a princess might be okay.
um,
Mom would
Arkin-
just be thinking about that the whole time. Forget the game. That's just it. We're done.
right there.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's just drinking from a 2 liter. Sorry.
Yeah, you didn't see it earlier. Yeah, he just busted it. Yeah, I was like that right there. That's my man. Bust that with a 2 liter. Arkin looks at you and says, "Well, if you don't have any more questions for me, I have some more business to attend to."
See,
We'll let you know when we have more questions.
Marvelous.
I'm sure we will. I always think of things after I leave.
They come to you in the book.
Honestly, it's always how it works.
They do. See if we can even say this is what it is now. It says
Well-
be the light. I don't know. We will have to find a light or just be positive. You
Oh,
have
I
to be
bet there's a
positive.
lamppost.
now you see, you want us to be the light. Up until now, I spent my entire life being the tunnel.
Oh, that sounds terrible. We can fix that. I can help.
Oh, I
fix
got
you.
it in the end.
I don't have a cure for that.
D&D is therapy.
Yeah.
All right. I'm here for it. Let's just talk about our feelings.
I think we should just go to the edge of Fountain Ward and Mud Ward and check every godforsaken alley, since apparently we can't narrow anything down. See if one looks appealing. Maybe
That
or
looks
maybe
fit. I would dump a body in if I were to dump a body in an alley.
well,
Kind of out of the sun.
I don't know. I don't know if I would know where to dump a body, but I would know where to, hide things. But not if anybody asks you that. I've never smuggled anything into any city ever.
Hmm.
I'm
I know,
learning all
standing-
kinds of things
So-
about you people.
And this is
You
very
already knew
interesting because take a look at this body on the slab here. Gentle repose or not, it looks like prime candidate for body cavity hiding things.
Yeah,
As if somebody already did.
so
You are not turning the dead body into a drug mule.
right.
No. I'm merely saying
Yes, let's
somebody
do
else
that.
might have got there first.
It's a bad idea because if it's inside the body too long, it just goes rancid, and then don't want to put it in your mouth or
Yeah.
whatever
yeah.
orifice you're
going.
putting it in. But anyways, if you want to,
What rails? We don't have rails to go off of. What rails?
Isn't that how every game goes? There's actually no rails ever. You just kind of.
okay, let's just take a vote. Are we defiling the body or not?
I feel like that is a terrible idea. I don't want to do it. I'm
Okay,
not going
one
to.
no, one yes.
I want you to know, Jenny, that I have played D&D for 31 years, and that is the first time that the question has ever been raised. Are we defiling the body or not? Congratulations.
It was important,
Well-
but we're taking a vote. It's important.
Well, I don't just go and defile bodies. Drinks have to be bought first and stuff like that.
Well, hold
and I
on,
didn't
hold
bring
on.
my file. And,
I've got one somewhere in. Oh, I do not have that bag with all of the fine dwarven spirits. Oh, that one was too heavy. Didn't match the outfit.
Maybe
Can we
I need
take
something
another
other
look
than
at that
water to
skin
be
that is?
drinking.
Let's
Should have got
take
something
another
heavier.
look at that skin that isn't human. And
Hydrate.
let's take.
This is Coke. I just put it in a nice cup.
Really?
Sure.
He's going
It's
the whole thing.
Although I'm but anyways, so if we're not doing that, then
I mean, you can do it, I suppose. I feel like that's a terrible idea, and you probably want to ask the priests, but I'm not going to do it. I just feel like this poor person has been cut up and chopped into pieces and stitched in weird ways, and I just
and-
don't feel like that's a good idea.
And I am with the Azamar. We just like to watch.
I'm just
If you want to
okay.
get on with the
Okay, well,
defiling, we'll watch.
as none of you are, as I've assumed that none of this is sidebar quietly being discussed. You just look at like the three acolytes that are like,
Now look, you have emotionally scarred this poor fellow right here.
he's just like,
And the
There,
acolytes,
there.
we have
She's
we
really
have
bad
given
at it.
we have given the acolytes a free religious experience. Enjoy.
the
That's
acolyte
Okay.
it's called.
and says, "I mean this with the utmost respect. Please leave."
Oh look, he get us kicked out.
Okay,
I'm
we
sorry
were
for their
no.
behavior.
we were already leaving. The vote wasn't unanimous.
It's a
You-
temple of Sune. What can we possibly do to get us kicked out? Involving
Apparently
Talk about
discussing
this.
defiling a body.
There you go. I don't see any beauty in defiling a body.
Well, okay, to be fair, this body has already been not beautified, and we could take out the ugly bits, and then that was as far as I got.
I just want to ask one thing. Can we look at that skin that isn't human again?
Mhm.
And have a
Yes.
good look at what it might be?
Yeah, it's it's leathery and like to the touch, it's pebbly. Gives you
Okay.
the indication that it could be more like lizard or something like that,
Like a
Hmm,
dragon.
or reptilian,
Yeah.
not scaly.
I don't
Not
dragons are
scaly.
scaly.
It's fair.
But snakes. Could this be a snake? Not a dragon.
That's a good one. Yeah.
No,
Ew.
again, it's more pebbly, like more
Like a
almost
lizard.
like lizard or like amphibian, like on that lurch of toad.
But it
Frog,
doesn't.
and
It
frogs
doesn't.
are slick.
It doesn't. Oh, okay. But it's not fishy to the smell or to the.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
wet or it's not. Is it slimy?
No, actually,
No!
it's not. It's not slimy at all.
Okay.
God.
I love the way you did the defiling thing. Is it slimy?
That was not on purpose, but it's funnier that way. Okay.
Mm.
But it was skin colored, or was it another color?
It was
No,
another
it was
color.
bad. Like
It was
reds and greens and
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like,
because it was spotted or whatever. It was like
Mhm.
molted or whatever.
correct.
So what color is it? Would we recognize the color again when we're away from this temple?
oh, I could remember it anywhere.
Yeah.
Color
Okay.
palettes, like that's my
In case we see
Actual
something of
skill.
this hue again, on some other person.
Just taking that stretch of skin with you and going, does that? No, it doesn't match.
No, I'll give you the Pantone color, okay? It's
Oh,
fine.
good. Okay. Color swatches. Yes.
She's giving it to you in hexadecimal.
Oh
It's
dear.
fine.
All right.
Yeah, I do that in every fray. In the middle of the. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yes. Well, I suppose we should leave then, and stop stop upsetting these pure young acolytes who we've now scarred for life. I love achievements in the morning.
So, is it the morning still?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, then we've got a lot of daylight that we could go out and be completely obnoxious during, where everyone knows it's us, and then we can sneak around at night for the things that we really want to follow up on. You know, people whose houses we need to no, the
You sure you're not a rogue?
Yeah, that's possible, but I am terrible at that.
well,
Well,
everybody doesn't
look
have
at
to
it
take the
this
same
way.
role.
When you're banging on the front door saying, "Hello, here for the Lord," you could be the distraction for the rest of us going in around the
Flipping
back.
in the back door.
Defiling.
So, party.
So,
We're going to the edge of the mud ward and the fountain ward to search for alleyways.
I feel
All right.
like we're being dragged back on the rails.
We're going.
Probably need it.
It is a 3-hour show, so
Ah!
the mud ward is exactly what you would expect. There seems to be this creeping moisture that seems to permeate the ground in all places when you step on it. It might be due to the fact that it is at the lowest point where all the runoff from the other places kind of collects. It smells of sweat and hard work and other features. Not all of them unpleasant, but not all of them pleasant. And the whole place seems to be a bit lean-to and built. You can see that the houses don't hold to a sort of form that would give you a street and alley mixture. Some of them are built on top of each other. Some of them are built close together. Some of them farther apart. Some of them are nothing more than stables with an extra added front wall. And here and there, you can see straw has been thrown on the ground to help combat the ever-present wetness of the ground. Um, People milling about, you can see that they are dressed, most of them in disheveled clothing or something that are going threadbare, but may have once been really nice. Yeah, you'd like at a question.
No. No.
It's just like, yeah.
Remembering Chicago?
I was like, he's like talking about all this nasty clothing, and then he gets that used to be nice, and I was like, I had a question until that part.
um, you can see as you start to make your way through the ward. So the ward is basically one giant street that kind of winds through the ward with houses being built hiddledy-piddledy on one another. Some of them are stacks that are leaning out over the road. As you're walking, what is your passive perceptions?
14.
15.
I'll have it in a minute.
Sure.
Yuck.
15. I have advantage against plants that are magically created.
Oddly specific.
15.
Excellent. All of you notice as you're walking by 3 rather broad-shouldered, if not sloped of brow individuals peel themselves off of the wall and starts to walk towards you, behind you, walking at a pace
Oh,
that is
it's the
increasing.
welcoming committee.
Hi.
I
Is
like
that
it rough
because I
boys.
refuse to get dirty? Because I'm not getting dirty. That's no. I don't care. I'm already an Asimar. I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb, anyways.
You're just so pretty.
Yeah. Yes, of course. No, I wouldn't rub that in.
Your charisma score says otherwise. So as you're walking through, they sort of come up behind you. You hear the one that's closest to you clear his throat. I don't believe you lot from round here. What brings you over here to the wet sides?
No, I'm from Brooklyn, actually.
I've never heard of a Brooklyn. What about you? You need some protection while you're here in the Mudwood. Me and my mates will take good care of you. What do you say?
Oh, you're serious? Oh, how charming.
Well,
You were correct, absolutely correct. We are indeed not from around here, but we're looking for a friend who is around here. Staying. Nidri, who was he staying with?
I don't remember.
Alista?
Oh,
Is that
yes,
the name?
Alista. Don't suppose that you know her. That would be very helpful. Much more helpful than this protection.
Maybe I do know her. Maybe I don't.
Those are indeed the options.
Might be some coin what make me remember.
We need a little memory jog, I assume.
Oh,
Of
so
course.
we're just talking price, are we?
I have coin. Like I have coin. See here. It's a copper.
How much for you for the whole night?
Double it. The timing on that was not.
Them look confused.
I was not.
A shadow has been cast upon the party.
Boing.
A party bane has been redeemed.
Ooh.
Oh, rude.
That's that one, right? Thanks a lot, people.
It'd
You
be
still
a
have-
pity if something happened to us.
You still have a luck point, each of you. Your party bane is that we're going to actually make it work like a bane. So for the next roll that you have, whatever it should be, roll 1d4 and subtract that from your roll. All right. So the next roll you have, roll 1d4 and subtract it from the roll. He says, how much you have on you?
I roll to see how much I have on me and subtract 1d4. No, I'm kidding.
Nice try.
Nice. Very nice.
Never.
How about no?
Let's see. Let's see. Reaches into my coin pouch. Well, I've got. I don't even know if you accept this money. I'm not from around here, as we've stated. What kind of coin you're looking for? Do you want a silver one?
You're like,
Copper
now
one.
they're all like looking at you as you're like rifling through them in your hand. They're all like, that won't work. He points to like a gold piece.
Oh, no, I don't have any of those.
Oh, silver.
Yeah, that's why I'm rifling through the pouch that doesn't have all the real money.
Kitty.
Yeah, kitty.
I've
Kitty.
got about 20 gold worth of coins in my hand though. Let's pluck a few
You're
out.
telling the DM that I know, because my brain goes, well, that will do it.
Oh no, it looks mostly like coppers though.
I think that's a gold right there. You were like right there.
Oh
With your
yeah,
hand?
yeah. There we go.
So you hand it to him.
It's a copper. I sure do.
He like motions to one of the other ones. He leans in and says, we want more. Full of those.
Oh
He
yeah,
holds his
no.
hand out.
Oh, and a fifth for being so
Yeah. He puts it in his pocket.
obliging.
He puts it in his pocket and he says, I don't know any Alista, but if you find Thompson the Nick, he'll help you. Thompson the Nick. Thompson the Nick.
Why is he called the Nick?
Yes, that was my question.
Keep a close eye on your purse.
Oh, that's better than the thing I was thinking. I was thinking the throats. So purses are better.
Yes. Just kind of my purse around into my skirt.
And he points over behind you to a door frame that you can see where you see several children like 4 children gathered around, talking to a 5th child, and the 5th child has a tall hat on his head that is slightly too large for him, and it kind of sits askew.
Thank you.
And
You've
he
been
just
most
kind of
helpful.
chuckles and goes, "Yeah, good luck." And they
Thank you.
Oh, you mean you're
disappear.
leaving? You said something about sticking. Okay, very good.
You did.
Fickle.
You did mention
So
protection.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, they're just they're cheering themselves for getting 5 coins of some kind.
That's funny.
All right.
It's definitely
All right.
coins.
Well, I guess we have to
Fine.
find the Nick person.
And
Definitely not
I see
pieces of
5
wood
children,
and
one with a
illusions.
pointy hat.
Not
Pointy hat is
pointy.
always a. Oh.
Oh,
Like almost like a top hat kind of thing.
At a jaunty angle,
Ah.
is what I'm hearing.
At a
Yes.
jaunty angle.
Yes. Soldier.
All right. Well, maybe one of those kids will know.
kids do tend to know more than they're
just-
supposed to.
I do take my money and I put it elsewhere, though.
Like,
I move-
I
I
won't
open
watch.
up the full plate. I just stick it like
undo the plate.
somewhere I notice.
And then put the plate back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just gonna tuck it down inside of my mail. My chain mail.
Like, all right, I'm ready.
You have an extra chink in the armor there. It starts to chink, chink, chink.
It's extra
right.
protection, right?
I got my coin purse on one side and my snacks on the other. Gotta keep it even.
It's not summertime, so you're good.
Okay, well
Yeah.
you
Wet.
Exactly. I was just waiting for somebody else to say it.
Idri, you're good with small beings, aren't you?
Who?
Small beings, the wee ones. You speak to them?
I can speak to them, yes.
I tend to frighten them.
Oh, all right. Well, I can try if you'd like.
I will keep a rear lookout while this is happening.
Unless you would like to speak to them. I don't know how. Are you good?
No. I'm bad.
I love the
And I'm decidedly mediocre.
I love the great care and subtlety that this party takes. I just truly a marvel. As you turn to look at the 5 children, they're all now standing there with their arms crossed, just kind of looking at the lot of you as you were standing in the middle of the street, just kind of like talking about who's good with children.
No, I mean,
Who's good with children?
I wave.
No, Ed, no.
Maybe
I
we
was
should
thinking
work
the stew
on
pot. I don't know.
it.
not a coven.
Oh, I think we're gonna have to work on being a little quieter, but for another day. All right, I come up to him. Good day, hello. I know you kind of heard us talking, but we're not very subtle. We're working on it, but it's just not our thing right now, apparently. So we just got kicked out of the temple for the same thing. So
That was not. Yes.
yes,
That was
didn't
definitely
happen.
the reason.
So we are looking for someone named the Nick. Do you happen to be any of him, or do you know? Are you children?
Thompson the Nick.
I thought we were
They all
looking for a
kind of-
We're also looking for Lista. Yeah, we're not picky. Either one of them will do.
They all kind
Goldberg.
of like turn their heads and look at one another, and they just kind of shrug. The 4 in the front, with the one in the back with the hat, the 4 in the front just kind of look at each other and just kind of shrug.
I have money. I know that's what you want. You're probably starving to death. So, unless you would rather, I have some rations. Would you like that instead? It's kind of disgusting, honestly. They're kind of like chewy and gross, but you might like that. I don't know.
It's pemmican. You have to mix it with water and
Yeah.
the one in the back, he kind of puts his hands on the shoulders, and you can see he has on fingerless gloves, and what would be a coat that is just a little too big for him as it's rolled up. But he kind of pushes the others to the side and steps forward and he says, "You lot make a lot of noise, you know that, don't you? Thompson and Nick
Yes!
at your service. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. These are my birds. What can we do for you? You seem to be lost, you lot."
Like birds.
Well, not exactly
We're not
lost.
lost. We're right here. The person we're
It's true. We know
seeking is
precisely
lost.
where we are.
Yes, we're right here. It's Alista that's lost. We need to find Alista.
He starts circling around you, walking slowly. He has on boots that you can see the hole. There's a hole in the toe of one of them. They again are just slightly too big for him, and his feet like slide. His toe pokes out when he takes a step. He says, "No, no, no. You lot are lost because you don't belong here in the muds."
We're not even from this entire city, so
Even more so, but it's an odd thing that a person comes looking for Thompson and Nick, or Tommy, as I like to be called. Thank you.
I
Tommy,
like
So-
the name.
we were
Thank you.
told that you were
You knew things, and that's really why we came to talk to you.
a person who knows things, the man to talk to.
Yes.
You're right.
As we argued loudly about who could figure this out. But we did hear that you might be able to help us out. We are investigating a few things, as you probably figured out. So, but
He-
we heard you were the person to know in this area and in this town.
He kind of puffs out his chest a little bit and tucks his thumbs in his lapels. "Well, you have the right of it, you do. So, looking for Alista, are you?
Yes, yes, we are.
I will be happy to take you to her right away. Of course, there is a small question of a finder's fee. Here in the Mud Ward, nothing is free.
Correct.
Well, she's not found yet.
But I know exactly where she's at.
Do you get the fee when she's found?
Or I let you wander around here and let some of these other guys knock you over the head and take your things.
Why don't we just take a minute here?
Just saying that seems
What? How much
very
is this
unlikely.
finder's fee that you're talking about?
You giving
My
away
friend's a
our money.
little feisty sometimes.
2 silver.
2 silver?
No.
2 silver.
All right. 1 now, 1 later.
Those terms are amenable. And he sticks his hand out towards you.
You're being
He
too
shakes his
generous.
hand.
Excellent. Are you wearing any jewelry or anything?
I am not.
Okay.
I am not. I have a holy symbol on, but nothing on my hands or fingers.
Nothing on the hands? Okay.
I'm mailed up.
Yeah, he's like shakes and you just kind of oh. He says, "Right. This way. One moment. Run off and tell Mother Agatha." And you watch as one of them nods and runs down the street towards a rather large looking building. Follow me. Oh. Agatha's a mother in the mud. She's sort of everybody's mum here.
Oh, sounds delightful.
Unless you cross her, of course.
Of course. I
With
feel like
that,
this is such a harsh. I feel like you guys need some cheering up. Live the
well-
dream. You should live the dream.
well,
Whatever your
in that
dream is,
case-
I don't know what it is, but I feel like you could do it. You seem a very
live the dream then. I think I will. Right then, Alistus. He leads you winding in and out of some different alleys to a small one-room hovel. You can see that there is a couple of candles that are burning to provide illumination on the inside. The front door is open, and you hear somebody inside, and there's a little bit of a cough, like a little kid's cough from in there. He says, and he stops across the way from it, doesn't go towards the house. He says, "Alistus,
I give him the
No,
other
no,
coin.
no.
It's too late. No, we made a deal.
We still haven't found her. We found a house.
That's fine.
Can I-
That's good enough. Here.
Can I give you one bit of advice before you go on?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
please do.
Make sure you stop by and pay homage and honor to Agatha before you start stirring up troubles here.
Where's her place?
He tells you how to get back to her place, to her tavern.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with Alista. And
Appreciate
he
it.
kind of
Mm.
flips one of the coins, catches it as he disappears back down the alley, kind of like humming to himself.
Eat there, and we got an extra piece of advice because we were nice.
This part of the Mud Ward sits right up against the wall that leads into the greater part of the city. Most of the places here are small hovels. You can see that there are a few paddocks that have like chickens in them, but not much else. It's like this is just the absolute dregs of society. The hovel that you're looking at has seen like one window in it. The door is open, like I said, and you can see the candle in there. Small puffs of smoke curl from the chimney that's there. And again, you kind of hear a child's cough. Not constant, but just every once in a while.
He's got a
Do we
chimney.
see them at
Love
all, or
chimney.
no?
You don't see anybody inside the house itself.
Okay.
Shall I knock? You knock? It's knocking.
If you want to, go for it. I don't.
You could just walk in. The door's open.
That's probably not a
Just
good sign, but yeah, let's
it's
go.
polite. Hmm.
We can knock as we go in.
All
I'm
right.
gonna walk up to the door and go knock knock,
Okay.
rather than actually knocking.
A woman steps like kind of in view, and you can see that hard times have taken a turn on her features. Once beautiful with hair that would have been golden, straw golden, you can see now that it's a bit thin, and you can see the edges of it are frayed. It hangs limply on her head. Her features are sunken in. Her cheekbones are exposed. The shift that she wears, you can see her neck. It's long, and you can see the bones of her collarbones poking through. A small child stands just behind her, clinging to her leg.
Is
A
it a
mop,
boy?
a mop of sandy brown or sandy blonde hair on his head. It does appear to be a boy wearing a tunic that hangs just past his knees. No shoes, and he kind of has one of those. He's like 4 years old, and he has that wonderful 4-year-old like, "Why are you sticky? Why is your nose running? Stop!" kind of thing going on.
He's got a lot of on his face.
A lot
Yeah,
of activity.
just much.
Just schmutz here and there. She looks at you and she kind of like pulls him back behind her leg a little bit.
No, no.
Can I help you?
Hi. Yes. No. We were looking for someone. I'm hoping it's you know her. Alista?
That's me.
You do know her. Excellent. We're here. Kind of look around as I'm still standing on the porch, I assume. Do you mind if we? It's delicate matter.
No, step in.
It's been. Well, we're here about about a. I just say it. Do I just say it to her, or do we try to soften it?
Someone we know was hurt.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And we were hoping that you might know something about this, or at least could direct
Well,
us in the right
Sir,
direction.
circumstances surrounding the incident. Yeah. That's
I'm
a good
not
way.
sure how I
I
can
look like
help.
meaningfully at this little boy that's standing right there. Like, we don't want to talk about it while he's here. Like,
It was rather gruesome. Mismatched and misshapen and not altogether what it should have been. And look, take a look again at the child. And really a rather horrid incident and not suitable for.
Oh, yeah. Looking around the room though. There's like not really a place for the
think
kid
so.
to go. It's like
Yes,
Um,
single room.
go outside and run around and chase one of the chickens. It's like, what do you do?
does the kid look sick, actually?
No, it just looks like he looks like he's just a kid.
Give him some bread.
Bread's good.
Oh, for that, you offer him bread and he doesn't wait. He just immediately like, oh, somebody's offering me food. He takes it and he goes and sits down. He like climbs up like the way a 4-year-old kind of climbs up onto the little bed that's there. And he just sits there and he just starts eating.
Okay.
Okay.
And I give him like whatever else. I have some rations and stuff. It might
Sure.
not be the best, but it'll be probably a little healthier than just bread.
Got some like nuts, a little bit of dried.
Some dried peas because I just don't like them.
Oh yeah.
But
I
you
know.
can rehydrate them.
So thank you for that. But how can I help you?
Dear friend of ours was recently lightly dismembered. Lightly.
A little light dismemberment.
Not really. I
Because
mean,
they reattached all the sections, but not exactly with his sections.
Her face is like, that's horrible. I don't see how I can help though.
I've completely forgotten what he said we were to ask you.
what is his name? Arken.
Yeah,
Arkin was the man you were talking with.
Arkin wanted us to contact you.
Yep.
We've done that part.
Yes. Holland.
It was Holland. Not sure if you know him personally.
She
Oh, also yes, deceased. I wasn't
her
clear.
eyes go wide and her hand like comes up and she goes, he's dead?
Yes, it was very sad.
Unfortunately, yes.
But I didn't who would have killed him?
That's
Why?
exactly the question we have. Do you know anybody who like personally hated him? Wanted to stab his guts out?
Did you know him very well, I guess, is a better question.
You know anyone who's a good seamstress?
I know him in passing. Yeah.
Does she seem real like shifty?
Give me an
Like
inside
that?
check.
That's what I was about to ask.
Give me
I was
those
like,
inside checks.
in passing.
I'm like, she's just so trustworthy. I just don't know.
I have a +5 and managed to get an 8.
And it was your first roll, so don't forget that was a D4 minus on that too.
No, I know. I didn't bother.
You're just like, whatever. I'm not even worried about it.
I'm not
Okay.
rolling the
I got a
D4.
-2 then.
So my modified roll is now 16.
Okay.
18 plus 2, 20 minus 4, 16.
She definitely looks like she is not. She's withholding some information, or she's not telling the entire story.
But does she look frightened, or does she look grieving, or does she look angry, or does she look really scared?
She looks
us.
she looks concerned at you.
She looks sketchy as fuck. This is the
A
important.
little bit,
Right. Cool.
a little sketch.
She just goes right to it.
I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna think on this for a bit.
Do you know anybody who keeps lizards around here? Large lizards. Is a
No.
lizard.
No.
Is a lizard.
And do you know anybody who sews up bodies for a living?
No.
Is there a
She goes
doctor?
from looking frightened to a bit mortified, back to now frightened of you. She starts to back away. She's like,
Oh, I like getting respect.
"No, I don't know anyone that would do such a thing. There's no lizards around here.
There
Me and
any?
my boy. That's it."
It seems like it is. Do you have dragonborn or snakes or? I mean, I know this sounds crazy. I understand that, but there were some very unusual circumstances with the body, and so we're trying
Yeah.
to figure it out. It was very sad.
And for some reason, Arkin thought you would be able to help with this, so I'm a little confused on why you're not being forthcoming with information.
I
I mean,
told
forgive
you.
my rudeness, but I feel like there's more of a relationship than you're explaining to us. Was it a more personal relationship? If so, my sincerest sympathies on your dearly beloved's passing.
In intimidation or yeah, let's go intimidation because this isn't a persuasion situation.
I was hoping you would go with that one. I got +6. 20.
Okay. As you move your way into her room and start to ply your questions to her more and more, is there anybody? Do you know anybody that's around here that owns a lizard or a cat, or is there dragonborn? It's just like barrage of questions. She breaks down and she says, "I asked him to come here to take care of me boy. Me and me boy needed money. I don't know why, but I swear when he left my doorstep, he was fine. I haven't seen him since he left here."
Well, when did he leave?
So it's okay. We understand. We're not accusing you of anything.
Mhm.
We're trying to establish the timeline. When did he leave here precisely?
It was about 3 nights ago, which would have been like he was found the next morning.
Yeah.
So like the timeline's like she would have been like the last one, as far as you know, that saw him alive.
Do you know where he was going when he left?
No, he was angry and he just left. I assume he went back home.
You know why he was angry? Seems like
She-
an odd thing to be. He was just here watching your child and then he gets
She
angry out of nowhere?
he wasn't here watching my boy. He was here because I told him the boy's his, and we needed money. I wasn't always here in the muds. I was once working for one of the finer establishments, taking on a friend or two.
I see. Where
And what I can guess is the boy's his.
do you know there's typically a system for getting recompense for such matters? But it's understandable in your circumstance.
You're clearly not from here. Someone comes out of the mud saying, "Oh, this merchant made me pregnant and gave me a son." They're going to believe me, a harlot, over him. That's laughable. I love the dreams you're living in. But the truth of it is they're not going to look at me and say, "Oh, you're right. The boy's his. Give her money."
Was he an honorable sort? Would he have given you money regardless, or was he a bit selfish? Because you're right. It would totally depend on fellow's disposition?
He was angry when he got
Mm,
here.
Is he married or engaged or with someone else?
I heard he was seeing someone, but he wasn't married at the time. But I told him the boy was his through a letter. He came to me and told me he was going to go to the guards and turn me in, leaving my boy alone. He knew the boy wasn't his.
So the boy actually isn't his?
No.
Do you know whose the boy actually belongs to?
She looks at him and then looks back at you, and she's like, I
No idea.
don't really remember.
You were just trying to get a better life for you and your son, it sounds like.
desperate for a little coin to get a little bread to feed a little boy. I mean, Alista, honestly, your circumstances are very understandable, but what I'm not understanding is how Holland ending up dead is connected to all of this unless you've recently come into a small sum of money.
Do you think I'd be here if I did?
Well, it was a very small
Living here.
sum. So
He came here. He was angry. I didn't kill him. He was alive when he left my door.
What
you
direction did
didn't.
he go when he left?
Oh yes, good questions. You're much better at this than I am.
She gets up and she walks and she points almost in the in the direction that you guys originally came from, so across the way in the
Oh,
alley.
we come from like towards Fountain Ward, or were we coming from?
No, you came from from where the Bowl and Hammer is. It's kind of midway to the Mud Ward, and so you came through there and around. You are
Oh, he's not
closer
pointing.
to the Fountain Ward, but she's pointing back in the way you came.
Right, exactly. Okay.
So
Okay.
once he left here, I don't know what happened to him. I I didn't want anything to happen to him. I'm sad, but I don't. I swear to you, I did not kill him.
I do believe you, and it's all right. It's all right. You're absolutely fantastic. It's all right. Tamora thinks that as well.
Yeah, I mean, as Nidri
Thank
said,
you.
you're fantastic. Your story is believable. We're not accusing you of
I
anything.
actually give her a gold piece. I know it's a lot,
She
but
she breaks down and she is at your hem, just blessing you and thanking you and blessing you and just
stand up. It's okay. It's I know it's a lot, but you
Just
have better need of it than I do.
and if you've any other information, like associates of Holland's, or maybe someone who um a business rival, or someone who didn't want him to marry his sweetheart, as you said. Um,
I'm sorry, but I don't run in those circles.
well, I mean, but men talk when being intimate, and so sometimes you just know things. Or he
I
was not
do
the
I
talk.
do know some things, but not about him. No more. To be perfectly honest with you, Holland didn't really seem like the kind to come visit me. It didn't seem like it was his character.
Mm.
And he only visited me once. I just
Did
happened to
he,
remember him.
uh, did he say anything in particular when he was angry, other than being angry? That maybe anything that was unusual.
Just that He wasn't very kind. He told me I'd never raise out of the mud ward. That here I'd be stuck in the mud forever. If he had his way about it.
He has no other children, correct?
As far as I know. Again, we didn't really run in the same circles, of course.
Of course.
Okay. It's kind of. Out of character, I'm still super suspicious of this woman because, like, story's too good. And, like, why would he be so hateful towards her?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah. Yes, I can try to do better at insight this time. Why? I got a 10.
While you may be suspicious, you can't really find any holes
I
in the
know.
story.
Got a bad feeling is all. Got no reason behind it. I got a bad feeling.
That's just a terrible way to live life.
Is that in your book?
No, that was just me, but I could open the book just randomly and it says, buy the ticket and take the ride.
See? That lines up with my belief.
How? How?
I understand
Here,
that
buy
one,
the
Miss Wisdom.
buy the ticket. Buy into the disbelief. Take the ride. Just fucking.
Well, this
don't know.
lady's been doing a lot of writing.
Yeah.
See?
Your
you know
theory and Taffy have a lot in common. They're both taking a lot of stretching.
On second thought, I don't
But
want
do
to
they
buy
go
the
around
ticket
corners
this
without
ride.
breaking? That's.
I don't want to
Oh
take
my
this ride.
gosh.
Oh goodness.
Sometimes the gods speak to us in strange ways. I just don't understand always, but
You should ask your your god is
So,
grateful.
Alista is very thankful. Do you have any other questions that you might have for her? Or are you just gonna stand there looking accusatorily at her like
No questions for her.
The
Kind of
boy!
want to I kind of want to interrogate the boy, but separately from her. I'm gonna
Can you
wait
go
around,
outside?
wait around outside. I would like to hide somewhere outside.
I don't like that idea. I'm just saying it. That's bad. Don't you be mean to him.
I'm not gonna hurt him.
Because
just
I'll
don't
be
want
looking at you otherwise.
I'm not gonna hurt him. I just don't want his mom knowing we're talking to him. Okay.
That's fine.
this is now you're being sketchy. I just want to get the little kid alone so I can talk to him.
I don't necessarily want him alone with me. I just want him away from his mother. Like, other kids can be
Doesn't sound
adults.
any better.
Thank you.
I don't-
It does not sound any better. This put the shovel down. Quit digging the pit.
I'm
Just going.
All right.
still gonna wait outside somewhere.
An ambush. That's when you learn that the kid's like never leaves, or that even better yet, he doesn't speak.
I was gonna say he's mute.
He's mute.
Does the kid appear mute? He has not yet spoken.
You've heard him cough, but he hasn't said anything. He hasn't made noises.
That would be super funny.
All right.
Just before we leave, do we see any back ways out of this place?
No.
No,
Okay.
it's definitely just the one room hovel.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should leave. Thank you very much.
Before we leave though, I want to
Really
kind of want
appreciate
to look around the room, see if maybe she has an abundance of sewing supplies or something.
Not an abundance. You see
hunks of lizard skin?
it's like, is she a tanner? No, you don't see any like abundance of things. As a matter of fact, from what you can see, there's nothing really that indicates a like focused skill set. Like you don't see thatching, you don't see a lot of seamstress work, you don't see, you're like not really even sure like what her occupational focus is.
No, we know what that is.
We kind of know what that is.
The bed's
aware.
broken. Yeah, I get it.
Just one
Yeah.
post.
Just one
Okay.
Uh,
Great. Well, we're not gonna get
the-
any more from Alista right now, so I think we should ask her next door neighbor questions and see. No.
Hi! You don't know us, but...
Hey, I just want to let you know before we do this, I have a handy trick. I can go do this by myself. I've seen a town guard, so I can
what's your
impersonate
handy
one.
trick?
And do you think being a town
Can you
guard
do
is going to
pizza
go
licking?
over well in Mudward? Just saying.
Yep, you do know that they stick to their own.
I could look like Arkin. Seems a
Just
reputable
keep me
sort.
out of it.
Why don't you look like the dead guy? Really mess him.
Oh, I would have to kind of imagine how the skin is supposed to look.
No. Look at him like now with the lizard skin. But alive.
Hmm.
He
See,
could have a
describe
coat on. It was his chest, right?
Heard you
Yeah,
missed
it
me.
was-
Now I'm back.
All of the parts that were restitched were places that would have been covered.
Oh, rather
Oh,
distasteful.
invisible
but-
except under indecent circumstances. Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
I mean,
see
it's
your
up to
finger.
you. I guess I'm just feeling like a troublemaker today.
Well,
I love it when the Azamar says that. Oh, it's so hot.
Okay. Well,
As
let's
you,
go. Let's go.
Are you guys exiting?
Yeah, we're gonna exit because I gotta go steal some clothes that'll fit this man.
A dingy looking man of an undetermined age, given the fact that his hair is kind of an odd, like chopped haircut. He doesn't have any. He has like a little bit of stubble on his face, but again, like I said, it's kind of hard to determine his age. He's standing like nearby to where one of the other neighbors would be, and he's watching you, and he says, You're looking for the man that left here."
The wealthy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know of him. I saw him. He left. The dark
you-
thing's what took him.
Dark
The
thing?
dark thing. Do you want to elaborate?
Yes.
go in-
The dark things.
Things. Plural.
Things.
Well, that was elaborating. What did they look
Why-
like besides dark? It's a
You're
little
about that tall and dark.
like black skin?
Neighbors? Neighbors? They come here often? They live here?
No, never seen them. Tried to take me one time.
Human.
Oh. So
Did-
when they
did-
came to take you, where did they come from? And when you
The
fought 'em,
shadows.
Where'd they go to?
Out of the shadows. And they left again in the shadows.
They are made of shadows.
Sure. Okay.
You can't just agree. You have to actually know the answer.
When
Okay.
you fought him off, what did that feel like?
Yeah.
'Cause obviously, you know what you're doing. So
Felt exhilarating.
Okay. Well, that's true. A
What-
lovely.
was
a
it like
lovely-
human flesh, or did it like squish in them?
One of them squealed.
like a child? Like a human?
No, like a
Like a
pig.
pig?
Yeah,
Pig?
Like a pig.
like a pig. Yeah, she knows. A pig. One of them was big.
Bigger than a pig?
No,
bear.
bigger than me.
Like a pear.
No.
mean-
A bear.
You mean bigger all over?
Yeah,
Bigger
Tall.
than you?
walk funny. Yeah.
Okay, that's helpful. Surprisingly.
Yeah. How many
Were
of
they
them were there?
Well, you've seen them multiple times. Where do they usually try to jump people from?
In the shadows.
Oh, yep, no, sorry. I did
Are
that line
are
of
they
questioning,
wet
you're right. They wet.
when you fight them? Are they wet when they move?
No.
Do they
No.
squelch?
Sounds disgusting. I'm
No.
bothered.
I don't squelch.
Do they
I
have
move funny.
arms?
Yeah, 2
Okay,
arms.
right, we've narrowed it down.
Collect them all.
I punched one of them. He squealed.
Do you know anyone else who's encountered these dark beings? Live to tell the tale, strong and brave like yourself.
And they took Marla, and Dabney, and old Buchan. Took them all. They didn't take Cecil. No, Cecil fought. I fought one of them. Punched him.
Cecil, you're very strong.
Did you kill it?
I would have, but it ran away.
Did you make it bleed?
No, I punched it.
Well, sometimes you can.
He has been creeping closer and closer, and now you can smell. He is not a pleasant man. He's looking at you, like peering at you, one eye slightly. I like your hair.
Thank you. It's nice hair. I appreciate it. Your hair is nice too.
Thank you.
You might
I
want
had a bath a month ago.
Whether
A
you
month
needed it or
ago?
not.
I
I
would
like
never believe that.
a man of taste and breeding.
He's like wiping it on you.
Just
You thirsty? I'm thirsty.
I am not thirsty, but what do you drink?
Yes, we're quite hydrated.
What do you have on you?
I
I can
have
go.
some water and I have a little wine. Would you like the wine?
I'm gonna talk to Agatha. You wanna come talk to Agatha? You can buy me a drink there.
Yes, actually, we would love to speak to Agatha.
All right, come on. And he kind of stands, and as he like stands to his full height, you realize he's probably like 6'5", but he's kind of like hunched over at the shoulders a little bit.
So he's really big, is what you're
He's a
saying.
big dude, but stinks. Too high
I'm
heaven.
gonna stand up much taller.
So the things were bigger than he was, though, he said, right?
Yeah.
So
One of them was about his height, or he said bigger than him. Yeah.
notable.
Okay. All right. So we
Lovely.
head back over to Agatha. Whatever the cheapest swill she has, I'll get a glass of that for our new friend.
It's the mud ward. What do you think?
Pretty sure that it's all the same.
All right. Well, the one that she's gonna ask me the least money for. You know,
So
you know good and well she's selling the same thing at different price points for suckers.
that's right. So he walks you to the, I say large building. It's larger than,
It's got more than one room.
yeah. As you enter in, this is the cleanest place you have seen in the entirety of the mud ward. That is not saying a whole lot. The floor is swept. Most of the bar is wiped down. You see a gray-haired, severe-looking lady with her hair pulled back in a very tight bun. She stands at just about 6 feet tall, human. And you can see that while she has aged, she is probably in her mid-60s. She has like still some of the strength that she once had about her. As soon as Cecil stoops into the door, she looks up and points with the not the business end of the broom, but the sharp, the stout end of the broom. Told you not to come here no more, didn't I? You want to catch a beating with us, broom? You're
I
gonna
looked
buy
at
me
him.
a drink.
Light shines upon the party. You have received a boon.
Woo!
All interactions
We
with
get a boon,
Agatha.
and we're gonna get beaten with a broom. It's looking up.
Boon and a broom. My apologies, Agatha. I wasn't aware of your policy.
One quick moment. This interaction, all interactions with Agatha, add a +2 bonus to all rolls engaging with Agatha. All rolls engaging with Agatha.
I wasn't aware of your policy, so he'll take his drink to go. It was promised.
He can take a drink outside, is what he'll do.
Yes.
She reaches across the bar and pulls up a glass, and you see her pop the tap forward, hands it to Cecil, it's like at length. He reaches out one long hand and like cups it around.
Okay, now out. She's made it clear, Cecil.
You can keep that cup, you bastard. Well,
Would you like for your cup? Just kind of set it on the bar.
We came to pay our respects.
Yes,
fine time you did. Tommy's already been by here. I think you're a little late on the paying respects there. Don't go traipsing around here without notifying the mother in the mud.
We didn't really realize very well. I'm sorry. I apologize for our rudeness.
Yeah, we're not from around here. We didn't know.
Yes, our sincerest apologies, Mother Agatha. Like, much as with that, we weren't aware of the proper protocol. And is there anything else that we should be doing, lest we stick our further up our?
She chuckles and then puts the broom down. She's like, "Come on in, you lot. You look lost." I'm not really mad, but I keep up appearances so that way people don't cross me. You don't get to be my age by being a pushover.
Oh, I don't know, says Ed. I'm that age. Pushover.
You don't live in the mud ward.
You don't live in the mud ward either, though.
I can respect that.
You haven't seen the house.
He lives in a yurt. That's all just a background.
Fake.
The people here, they turn to me for everything. Medicine, food, drink. This is a safe haven for them. I'm very protective of my people. So, what brings a lot of you down here into the mud ward?
Well,
You're doing a favor for Arcan.
yes, a favor for a friend. I'm sure you would understand. Just
Oh,
trying
I
to find.
said Arcan.
And I said,
Sorry,
a friend.
was I not clear enough? I say
It's like, just right out front.
uh-huh.
Arkin,
We're
then.
looking.
I'm just letting her know that Arkin is also our friend.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. I thought you didn't hear me.
We're
And let me
looking
guess.
into a death.
The fancy fella, what they found in the alley not too long ago. That one.
Yes. Unfortunately, there was a little bit more to it than just him being fancy and dead. He was mutilated and then stitched back together with the wrong parts. It was really disturbing. And so,
I thought we agreed on lightly dismembered. Sounded. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, but then given skin that's not human and not his own.
Do you know
Yeah,
anyone with a lizard collection that they're not attached to?
Whatever it is that's done these things, I can guarantee you they're not from here in the mud ward.
No, wait, no. But
we're
they've
not
been
making any
here.
accusations. We just don't want it to continue. We wanted to help.
So,
Right,
I'm
what
now
if we-
a little unsure of his reliability, but Clyde mentioned something about some shadowy creatures, what had attacked and taken, I forget their names, but 3 people.
Cecil is the fella that you brought in here.
Cecil, yes, Cecil.
Yes.
Cecil.
He started with a C. I was close.
And yeah, they did take a few of our kind here.
Well, you'd not like that to happen again, surely.
Did anybody else
No.
show up in a similar fashion?
Has anybody else given a shit about your friends missing?
No
Or
one
that?
else has given a shite about these people here in the Mud Ward.
As
As
a-
long as it
And-
doesn't go past the walls into the other parts of the city, they don't give 2 rats' arses about all of us.
Well,
So where
Thank
would
you.
these takers have taken these people?
yeah, where could you just disappear to with people in this city that's not...
Because surely, if they're not in the mud ward, they took them beyond the walls of the mud ward. And that would be of concern to others. So
I mean,
where
we
did
could
they
make
take
it their concern. That's very
Guard-
rude that they don't pay any attention to this people down here.
Yes.
There's no money to be had in the Mud Ward. So why do they care?
Well,
They took
Very
Marla,
quiet.
Dabney, and old Bootkin.
old Bootkin, yes.
Well, we don't know what his real name is, so that's what we called him.
No.
Marla went missing about 3 weeks ago, with Dabney missing somewhere pretty near a week and a half ago. And then they sort of stepped things up with old Bootkin disappearing less than a week ago. And now this fella. Personally, I don't think that they meant to grab this fella. They didn't know who he was. Surely if they knew he was out from the Mud Ward, they wouldn't have grabbed him.
You're saying there's been a pattern.
I'm saying that they've been taking people from the Mud Ward.
Are you
Because
Well,
no one cares. What's a few less of the downtrodden here in the city? As long as it doesn't affect anybody outside the walls of the Mud Ward.
So, if it wouldn't be proper to use someone as bait. No. That doesn't...
My
Aside
best
from
guess,
ourselves.
if they're not here in the Mud Ward, and between Thompson and myself, we know everything that goes along around here. If they're not taking them here, they're not taking them back up into the city. Otherwise, that would be a whole rash of other issues.
Fountain ward.
That's my guess, is that something is taking them back into the Fountain Ward.
Do you know much about the Fountain Ward?
I know that nobody goes in there anymore.
And why would that be?
Nobody cares.
I would have thought it was because nobody comes out. Okay, yours is much more anticlimactic.
Not everything is as fancy as murder mysteries. Sometimes you just don't go to a place because you don't go to a place.
Oh, I can think of places like that, but I just don't.
Not to mention, if anybody with boots worth any cost would never step foot in the Mud Ward anyways. And the only way to get into the Fountain Ward is to either knock down a wall or come through here.
I suppose we should search the Fountain Ward for our missing...
is there anyone who is missing and hasn't returned? Like, were these people dead or were they just missing?
They're gone.
They're just gone.
They've not been returned.
Okay.
I'm not sure why this fellow was so special, but here we are. Maybe they recognize their mistake.
Possibly, but they'd already
defiled
done.
the body. Yeah. Would do such a thing.
I'm not certain.
Somebody who's hungry?
I don't think they were eating him. He had all of the parts that he needed.
So the lot of you are planning on going in there to try to figure out what happened. Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct.
Oh, well, I'm not. I haven't come up with a better solution. So, in the absence of a good solution, we're going to go with the bad one.
It's not that
Um,
bad.
she
Not a good win. It's not a good win.
she actually chuckles at that and says, "Well, have a seat. There's not much that I can do in the way of a reward, but if you're planning on doing that, at least I can send you with a full belly."
We're gonna
I
kind of
appreciate it, but
surreptitiously glance around and see, like, does the food look like something I actually want to eat?
I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's like a stew that's mostly broth with a few vegetables in there. The bread seems to be of
Bread's
good
bread.
quality. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll
And so she
accept
serves
her.
you all a loaf and a nice vegetable broth with some bits of meat. And that's all I'm going to say on that one.
Do the bits of meat look like our missing? Oh, okay, good. Just checking. Can't be too careful when you're a
You never
traveler.
know.
You take
You
your
know,
shots and then you take your shots.
ask her, like, what kind of meat is this? I have a
don't
sensitivity
just
se-
don't
Food
ask.
allergy.
sensitivity to some.
I'm digging around in my pocket, and I'm like, we did
Go-
come to also pay respects, so I leave some coin. This is separate, of course, from the food. So
We appreciate
Yeah. Okay.
your offering. She like crosses her arms as she looks at you, asking questions about the questionability of her food.
like elbowing, like there, but it's not. It's very
Nothing's-
obvious.
Nothing says you have to eat it.
I want to. I just want to make sure that it doesn't have. It's not goat.
Oxtail.
Oh, oxtail. Okay. See, problems at all. It gives me an upset stomach.
Or rat. Could be rat.
That's still not goat, so we're fine.
I like how the specificity of goat is the thing. It's like, as long as it's not goat. Oh no, it's
Goat.
mutton.
All of this sounds believable. These are all things that I would believe that they would actually put in there. Oxtail? Yep, sure, it's in there. Rat? I believe it. You put it in there.
Sure.
It's beef. The fuck it is.
Even goat would be. Yeah.
But that's why I tried to pick one that was like something that these people might have.
All right.
Mice and rats. Takes a lot of them to make a stir fry.
Maybe
It's
some
like
pigeon in
squirrels. It's just like squirrels.
Squab. We call that
Squab.
squab. makes it more appealing. It is
Windshield birds.
it is like I said, it's not horrible. It's a little on the bland side. But the bread is nice and soft, and she kind of looks at you and she says, "So, is there anything else that you have questions of regarding me?"
I don't think so, but I do want to say that if you have issues in the future with such things and the city won't take care of it, you can more than happy contact me and I'd come try to help out if possible.
We'll hold you to that.
We do tend to
Rush
care a
in.
lot about. Well, yeah, that one.
Something only fools rush in.
That one.
It's how you live and it's who you are. That one fit.
Yeah, what?
Oh dear. That's a
Best is
tax
the sound just
deduction.
randomly
That's a
opening
tax
this book.
deduction, Tony.
I love that book.
It's pretty funny.
It's good.
All right, so party, your next stop.
Fountain Ward. Because we're subtle adventurers.
Score fry. Oh, Steve. The streets wind through the mud ward, leading you to a large set of iron-bound wooden gates set into the large gates, you can see a smaller door. It has seen better days. The wood themselves have aged with nature's acclimation. They've grayed out as opposed to being a nice, bright, vibrant brown. The wood itself is rusted here and there at points where bolts have been sunk into the wood. The door to the fountain ward opens easily enough, and as you step through, it is an absolute shift of demeanor and smell and everything. The temperature drops as you no longer have the exposure to the sun. Dappled light reaches the ground as this overgrown, almost forest like
Is it
area.
is it a forest?
It is almost.
But it
Here
count
and
as,
there,
count as a
it,
forest.
it doesn't really count as a forest. It's more ruins than anything else.
Does the
Fine.
the door we just stepped through? It doesn't have a
Mhm.
bolt. It doesn't have a lock. It doesn't look like somebody could lock us in.
No, it does not.
Okay, just checking.
We're not in the forest and we're not on the coast.
Right, you're not in the forest. You're not on the coast. So, aw. um, large trees that have grown up over the ages stand proud at the edges of this. In the center of it, a testament to the architecture of the day that this was built, still stands proudly. The promenade upon which 5 large fountains sit, one in the center and one at each of the points of the compass. Only thing that is different from them is here and there you can see detritus where leaves have blown in, but you can see that the statues themselves, the statuary of the fountain, have been worn away with wind, water, weather, and all sorts of things. However, they still stand. No, the stones from the pavilion or from the promenade are so tightly laid together that not even weeds have popped up through them over the ages.
Oh man, must have been laid by the dwarves.
Could have been.
Do we see any living, moving things aside from trees?
Animals. You hear birds chirping and small rodents like squirrels and things like that moving throughout. But nothing larger than that. The whole thing smells like a forest. It is very, and much of juxtaposition to where you just came from. It is clean and smells of earth, and yet at the same time, the wonderful flora that grows here.
You said there are animals?
There are some animals, squirrels, chipmunks, things like that.
Alright.
So
Birds.
it's not swampy near the mud ward and everything and a fountain. It seems to be more woodsy than swamp.
That is correct. So this may have once been a beautiful garden, and the fountains themselves no longer pump water. Looking in the basins of them, you can see that they're all dried.
I would like to speak with one of these squirrels to see if they've seen any great hulking shadowy creatures dragging anybody through this door. Or just anybody dragging anybody through this door.
This is a random thought on my part, but what if what's making the streets muddy is these broken fountains?
Could be.
I don't see how that's related to the dead guy.
I got these thoughts sometimes. I gotta think of them.
No. You should never refrain from practicing urban renewal.
No, I mean,
That's what adventurers do, after all.
In all sorts of ways, right?
Yes.
down with the old.
And wreck economies.
Yeah.
We have a dragon horde. Oh, great. Inflation just goes through the roof.
Nice.
No. They
Ew.
temporarily interrupt kings and grand viziers wrecking economies and take over for a few days.
Fair.
Okay.
The 5
Well-
statues, and I'll get to your animals. The 5
Yeah.
statues. The center one stands the tallest. The statue of a man, the face of which is lost to time. There seems to be no crown or ornamentation on his head. He just seems to be standing proudly.
Oh, so he looks like me.
Yeah, no face
That's
there.
nice.
The northern point is a large tree etched out of stone. the bark of which may have once been beautifully etched to where you can see every detail. However, weather and time have eroded most of that. It's still recognizable as a tree, and you can see that there has been tiny fruits etched into the stone as well. To the south is a column made of stone. Encircling it in loose loops from the base to the top is a giant serpent, its head resting on the top of the column.
Actual serpent or carved?
Carved. To the east is a depiction of two children, their feet together, their hands outstretched, holding one another as though they were doing a ring around the rosy kind of thing. You know, like holding hands. And the west is a stack of bowls going from the largest one at the bottom and smaller until it reaches the top, like basins.
Okay.
You want to ask? So you wanted to ask the animal, correct?
I wanted to talk to the squirrel to see if they've
Talk
seen
to
anybody
the animal.
through that door dragging a person.
Okay.
I feel like that's a simple enough question. Has somebody forcibly brought a person through that door?
Are you using speak with animals?
I certainly am. I was so excited. You're like, there's animals! Excellent.
You're like my people.
Sing me your song.
Yeah.
All right.
Great. I need your best squirrel voice.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Here
I
we
can't
come.
make voices, so
I cannot do that high squeaky voice. You
Squirrel
speak
sound
with
like whatever.
you speak with the squirrel. Squirrel goes, yeah, you know, I seen a dude come dragging another dude through here. You know, there's a whole thing.
nice.
Big hulking dude come through.
And he's been through more than once.
I love how you just reverted to it.
I know.
You know, I've seen a couple of dudes. You all look the same to me. Two-legged, two arms. I don't even know how you move like that. Look at me, I'm a human. You're ridiculous.
Mm.
I broke Jenny.
You broke her.
Yes. Rightfully, we do look ridiculous. I'm gonna pull some dried fruit out of my bag. Bribe the squirrel.
Hey, that's my style.
And out of a bribery, I understand. Gotta reciprocate. So, where did this guy go?
I don't know.
Who knows? You know a
Nah. See, we just stick to our own.
right, but do you know someone who? Which direction did he go?
Went into that big thing over there.
That answers the question I just asked you. Why didn't you just answer it the first time?
Hey, don't get rough with me. I'll
I'm
sick everybody in this tree on you.
Where do you hide
I'm
your
doing
nuts?
you a favor. You're not doing me a favor. I'm doing you a favor.
I do believe that I do believe I gave you food. So
How
that
you
means I
doing,
can-
eh?
You
How
you
you
come in
doing?
my neighborhood. You give me food. You expect me to just start answering your questions?
Oh, I asked you politely.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, we're gonna get the Godfather speech any moment now.
On the day of my daughter's wedding, I'll throw some more bread on the ground for him. Thanks. Head toward
Yeah.
the big building. Squirrel
Waking
seven
up with the
guy.
pigeons.
Anyways, so
Ow.
this
So you
this
come to
lovely-
me and you
You come to me on this, the day of my daughter's wedding.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
yes.
What have I
Yeah.
done?
I gotta do it, Mom. You come to me on this, the day of my daughter's wedding. The nuts on this guy. Hi-oh.
And that's what you're after when you're a squirrel. Nuts.
Excellent.
All right. So, this An upstanding squirrel said that he saw somebody
Upstanding squirrel.
dragging.
Standing squirrel with nuts. Yeah.
I only gave him fruit.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That face.
Yes.
Anyways, as I was saying, enter the big building over there. So,
He
Why don't
pointed
you-
at the fountain.
yeah. Well, from where I was at, down at the squirrel's perspective, looked like a big building to me too. Anyways, that thing and went in it. So if you could make that make sense.
He just went in it, right?
Let us
It's what he said.
let us cautiously approach.
He said he went
this fountain thing.
went in it. Why don't you just you know,
Go in it.
Just-
I think we should.
yeah, you just
All right, as you approach the large central fountain.
Warily.
you can see what the irrigation problem is about your flooding. See, you wanted to check this out. Go ahead.
There any bloodstains? Any broken branches? Any footprints?
The promenade is honestly mostly bare. I mean, here and there are a few like shoots of grasses that are like top surface that have popped up, but you don't see any. Yeah, so I mean, there's detritus, there's debris that's blown over there, but the basin itself is really wide, and it seems to be segmented, like they placed in pieces here and there. When I say really wide, it's about 10 feet across.
That's not a
Like
very
like
wide
the
one.
width. No, the width of the arch, the 10. The whole thing, the diameter on it would be 10, 20, 30, probably about 30 feet across.
Okay.
So it's a big thing. And it raises up into the sky another 30 to 35 feet. So it's huge. It's a big fountain.
It has like bullet the I already forgot what you said.
The one in the center is a man who is standing, and he seems to be looking towards like a northwest direction. Not like that, just kind of at his hands, but there's no face. It's time has worn it all off.
Well, maybe if he'd held up his hand to shade the sun.
Maybe if you can go back in time and tell him, hey, when you build that, I haven't done that.
Little L on it.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you went in it, there's a lever. You want to pull, find a lever so we can pull the lever?
Ronk. Give me an investigation check.
Yeah. Investigate.
Wrong lever. Why do we even have that lever?
Oh, nice. 19 on my investigation.
Okay.
I was concerned because I only have a +1.
The stones you can see have gapping in them, like almost minuscule. They're not sealed tight and etched in there. But you're not sure if that's because of how the stones were laid in there. Or if that's, if that's indicative of something. You don't seem to find any lever or apparatus to open the fountain.
We're kind of like on all the stones.
Just push all the stones. They don't seem to give.
Huh.
Ha 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 ha.
Maybe we need to rub the guy's face, and that's why it's
I'd like
gone.
to buy a vowel.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Wait, yeah. It's a good plan.
Yep. Remember, you guys have luck points.
So what do those do again? They were just lucky.
Basically, yeah, like the lucky feat allows you to reroll.
Okay. Well, maybe I can find it. Oh no, I can't.
What? I like the confidence and then immediately like letting your own wind out of your sails. Go
I'm
back
just
to the
like,
book.
oh, I looked at that score. But we'll try, right? 20s
I
are
can-
always a thing.
I don't know about finding anything, but I can climb to the top of it real easy. I got excellent acrobatics. And then I can see
You
what I
see
can see.
that it is made out of stone.
I'm questioning that as well.
Uh,
I'm sure of that right now.
Really,
Oh no, that was true.
might be really hard wood.
Questioning all the life choices. All the life choices.
All right.
So, do all this investigating. Have we been in the fountain yet?
Like stepped into it? Not. I mean,
No, I think I would have remembered if I'd done something that foolish.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could.
I'm gonna slowly step one leg over the edge into the fountain.
all right. You tentatively place your right foot into the fountain, judge the weight, put your left foot into the fountain. As your left foot comes down onto the fountain, there's a slight shift of dirt underneath your feet, and you find yourself standing inside the basin.
Okay, cool. Great. So now I can get closer though, so I can examine it with my eyes. I can't see
As
from
a-
back here.
It's like as opposed to what?
What? Well,
What were you?
I was reaching out and touching.
you could examine with your eyes from way back there. To
You
be
quit
right
fingering
there,
the
you're
statue.
examining
Okay.
with your hands. Or
These
feet.
eyes aren't what they used to be.
Quit fingering the statue.
Tell me what to do.
Okay.
Buy it a drink first.
Well, it had a drink and then it spilled it, so we're not getting it another one.
Because it's a
Ooh.
fountain and it. Okay. Yeah. fine.
Yeah, responsible fountain. Yeah.
Ooh. What if we put water in the fountain? Does that activate it?
Do you want to put water in the fountain?
Do it.
Do you want to put water in the fountain while you're standing in the fountain?
I do, because all I have is a little water,
Yeah, like a canteen. Just your water pours out onto the stones, spatters and moves around. Some of it
Now-
seeps into the cracks between the stones and drops away, but it doesn't
So
seem
now
to
you've
work.
warned them that we're here.
It could have been a rainstorm about to start, who knows.
Could be.
Anyways, so the water seeped into the cracks and has disappeared.
I mean,
Okay,
that
cool.
which isn't already like, there.
Okay, cool. So, this is where you hit it with a hammer.
Percussive maintenance.
Because we're the subtle adventurers. Yeah.
Did we? Let's walk around the entire thing.
And
Okay.
look for
Okay.
things that look like writing or
That's a good idea.
gaps or
Okay, passive perceptions were a 15, a 15, and a 14, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
yes.
Don't seem to really see anything other than the other four. I mean, fountains as you're walking around. You can see.
Let's
them
look at the other four fountains.
I was gonna say maybe we have to. Yeah.
Put a coin in the fountain.
Pull the arm. North,
Uh,
south, east, or west? North, south, east, or west? Roll a d4 and decide.
I said south.
Oh, you did say south?
Go for it.
I mean, there's
South it
three
is.
of you. You could each look at at one of them.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the south statue.
All right.
And I want to watch while she looks at the south statue. Watch her.
Okay.
Rather than going off on my own and not
As
seeing
you-
what happens to her.
As you carefully look around, examining all of it, stepping into the basin, this one is much smaller in comparison to the central unit. Etched into the statue above one of the coils, about eyesight level, is a rudimentary drawing someone carved and it's shaped like a little tree.
Like that tree over there.
Like,
That
yeah, like that tree over there.
I just talked to the squirrel in.
No, like, yeah, I mean, it's carved like a tree.
Like the tree over at the fountain. That statue over there.
Oh, let's go look at the tree.
It seems too obvious, but let's go look at the tree.
Okay. Carefully looking at the tree, you can see that carved into there, in one of the knot holes that still remains as part of the fixture of the statuary tree, you can see two little stick figures, their arms drawn to where they seem to be attached.
Ah, the two little ring around the rosy.
Ring around the rosy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
As you go to look at the east fountain, you can see carved on the waistline of one of the little children's statue a stack of like half circles.
Bowls like those over there. I can follow a clue when you poleaxe me over the head with it. Because I'm an adventurer. Let's go to the bowls.
Yes,
To the
Pat,
bowls!
to clue. As you move over to the bowls, you can see etched on just the underside of like the third one up. It's a little curvy S looking shape.
Okay.
Like a curvy little
Snake.
S looking shape.
Oh, maybe the snake head. Is there anything else that looks like an S?
Hmm.
I don't think so. Let's check the snake first.
Okay. That would be the southern one, the one that you first looked at. As
Yeah.
you go back to look at it, you can see that there is a image of a tree etched into it.
Ha ha ha. And round we go.
Hmm.
No, we're not going back. We already did that.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Investigation. Like this roll.
Don't forget you have luck.
You're saying we should use
Sure. Well, I'm terrible at it already. All right. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm using my luck. I'm feeling lucky. Tomorrow is shining on me.
I'm
There
not.
you go.
I got a 13.
I got a 15. That's with a
And-
negative.
I get 22.
Here we go. See?
Subtle, but seen by the keen eyes of your wizardess friend, are little scratch marks along the edge of the bottom of the fountain basin.
As
Like it
if
had been
it has-
moved.
Mm-hmm. Not in a straight line, but curved around it.
So if it like
S-
spins.
Swing it around.
Where are you swinging it around to?
The direction that the. I don't know. I probably can't push
the
it.
circle direction that all those things pointed us in.
Okay, this one had an etching of a tree. The tree with the fruit is the northern fountain.
Yeah. So then we. That's
Spin
my
it around.
Yeah.
As you start to turn it, at first it doesn't feel like it's going to give, and then eventually it starts to turn. When the little etching of the tree faces north, you feel it sink down a step, just like boom.
Does it turn some more then? We keep going. We do the.
It turns. It's turned as far as you can turn it.
I think we need to go turn the next one.
Okay, that was the southern one. Which one are you going to turn now?
Do we head for the tree?
We were at the tree.
No, you were at the serpent.
Oh, okay. Well, we go to the tree then.
Okay. The tree has the two little stick figures with their interlocked hands. That would be, if you're turning it towards that one, it would be the east, which has the two children holding hands.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, you start to turn it, and at first it doesn't feel like it's going to move, realizing that this probably takes a lot of strength to do. But the three of you working together turn it, and it gets to a spot where it just stops turning, and it is now facing the eastern fountain.
Nice. We go to the eastern fountain and do
Okay.
the same thing.
As you turn it to the basins and then eventually moving to the basins, the stacked bowls, you turn that one to face the southern one because we're not going to make you tell me that you're going to each one when we know that's what you're doing.
Urban renewal.
As you turn the last one and it sets into place, making it where you cannot turn it anymore, there is a small rumbling sound as though stone is being scraped over stone. It seems to be coming from the center of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's
Ooh.
check that out.
Yes. I
Check it
probably
out.
should have asked the squirrel how they got into the. It's not important.
So
He was a
seduce
jerk
another
anyways.
squirrel. Seduce another one.
I don't like that. Nope.
I did
Don't
not
like that at all.
did not seduce the squirrels. I bribed them.
All right.
Yes, quite. Yes.
The stones that you were standing on earlier within the basin of the center fountain have now sunken down to form a set of spiral stairs that descend into the darkness.
Yeah.
Let's see. Asimar, half elf, changeling. I know 2 of those have dark vision. Does the changeling have dark vision?
Me? No. Do not.
Descending the stairs, you see that they come down 10, 15, 20 feet before they level out into a regular set of stairs that lead down into a room. The room itself is about 10 feet by 10 feet with 2 doors leading out from it. Heavy stone doors with rings that allow you to pull them open. One seems to lead to the south as you are looking at it, and the other one seems to lead to the west or your right.
Which direction is the mud ward?
The mud ward would be from here. You went east. Hang on, I gotta set. I'm looking at the city from this way, and I'm like, wait, that's not right. You went west to the fountain ward, so the mud ward would be to the east. Every time I look at the map, I have it laid out in my head where I'm looking at it from the top, but I'm standing at the northern point, so I have to flip everything in my brain to go, okay, this way. All right, so you can go straight ahead in the way you're facing, or you can go to your right.
Right is right, I think.
Left isn't an option, so I don't care.
And you're never too old to set a new goal or dream a new dream.
All right, so to the right it is.
Okay.
To dream the impossible. Oh, no.
You approach the door to the right. It seems as though you can see scratch marks in the floor where the door has been pulled open several times. From the other side of the door, you hear the sound of slow muttering, murmuring, or as though something is sleeping or talking.
Can I make out what they're saying?
It's incomprehensible through the stone.
Okay. So there's a door, right? Is there a crack around the door?
No, I mean there is like, a thin crack around the door. It sounds like somebody's just kind of like how you muttering to themselves. It seems almost incomprehensible.
Like Charlie Brown's parents.
Or his teacher.
Yeah.
This
Wah, wah,
this is
wah.
where they're from. The whole room is just full of just feet. Feet and legs.
Okay, well, someone in there.
So, do we just go in guns blazing, assuming they're villainous and attack, or does
Do
the
we knock?
Azamar
Because that's polite.
have a moral problem with it?
We knock.
You're muted. We can't hear you.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
No, I mean, I don't have a necessarily a moral problem with it. I mean, but they might not be evil and murderous. I mean, they could be a terrible misunderstood monster, I suppose. But if they're
And they
speaking, maybe we can talk to them and get some information.
So the
true.
Asmar does have a moral quandary with this, so we should knock.
And yes, and they might have an innocent human they've seized from Mudward with
Well,
them.
exactly. We're
Yes.
looking for these people.
Right.
Now, that being said, if they're an evil monster, I wouldn't be sad.
Right, I knock on the door.
I mean,
Just-
it's stone. It doesn't resonate real well.
Just
Take a
open
rock
it.
and knock on it, and it's kind of like that.
Get it open.
All right, so you pull it open. A few
Quietly.
candles sputter here and there in this
Oh.
room. It's dank. It smells a bit like sweat and unwashed flesh. You can see 8 people sitting on different straw mats. I use the word people to describe them, but they are a hodgepodge of animal and man. You
Ooh.
would recognize them as mongrel folk.
Mm.
As you open the door, they cower and say, "No hurt! No hurt!"
No hurt, no hurt.
Oh. Like I
Heard? What? I don't understand.
was like trying to figure out what is he actually saying. We're not
So-
going to hurt you if you're not going to hurt us. Are they like
Master.
chained in here or anything? Or are they just in this room?
They are just in this room. You can see that they're wearing dark colored clothing. On pegs on one wall, you can see several cloaks that hang there.
These mongrel folk look like they would be as tall as Cecil.
Oh yes. Height on these.
One of them has hooved feet, or one hooved foot. The other one is slightly turned inward, almost as though it was clubbed. He stands with his shoulders hunched, but easily telling he would be probably about as tall, if not a little taller than Cecil would have been.
And are there any other doors out of this room that we can
There
see?
is one door opposite of the one that you walked into.
Are there more doors?
One does not simply
Mordor.
walk into more.
One does not simply sashay into Mordor. One does not simply power strut into Mordor. All right. They do not seem to be like restrictive towards you or trying to stop you in any way. They seem to be more terrified of you.
Okay,
Even the
so
big giant one?
Mm-hmm.
The door we just came through, does it look like it can be bolted or locked? Or is it just a
No.
stone door?
It's
Okay,
just a stone door. No locking
so we could
mechanism.
go through it and to this other door.
Are you okay?
yeah,
We're not planning on hurting you.
I'm gonna
No.
Did someone hurt you?
pull out
Mm.
some more nuts and fruit.
Master. Master is our friend. He told us to get the people. Master is
Back in my pocket.
nice.
What's your master look like? We should meet him, I think.
No. And they sort of like again huddle
They freak out.
together away from you. Mm-hmm.
Where is the master?
Maybe we should avoid the master.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Let's
go
We don't
home.
want to. We don't want to disturb him. Where should we avoid in order to avoid disturbing the master?
Master is in his room.
Is that this door here?
Where is that? So we don't go.
They all kind of look at one another and then decidedly point in like 7 different directions. One of them including up.
So they don't. Yeah.
Oh, or they don't want you to. Okay,
Yeah.
so when we came down the stairs, there was another door.
That's correct. In front of, like, as you got to the bottom of the stairs, there was a door like directly in front of you.
Want me to just like charm one of them? Oh, okay, no. Okay.
I love the questions that Jenny presents, and Tony's character is just like moral issue, moral dilemmas. Like I feel like that Nidri is the moral compass for Therian.
Alright, so Tashara, after she
And
leaves that
Therian
door,
is the
do you
lump
want me
of
to charm?
iron for the compass. Well, you see, there's two things we can do. We can go through this room, this door here, or we can go back so we don't get
We can go in the other door.
a potential foe behind us. We can go back to the stair in that other door.
But it's are there other scary things in here that might hurt us?
When
Yeah.
we
I mean, you
when we
guys are
men-
very nice.
when we mentioned
Nice.
Yeah.
2 doors, did they seem more alarmed at us going through either of the options?
Nope. You
We're
asked
nice
if there was
too.
something. You asked if there was something scary.
Yeah.
One of them, clearly a woman before this undertaking, walks forward. You can see that part of her face is replaced by a pig's snout and like a pig ear, and like this part of her face is like a pig. She comes forward and she says, "Trash, trash monster."
Where's the trash? We don't want to go by the trash monster.
Oh, is it smelly? Really?
She points back towards like the way you guys came.
It smells
Thank
really
you.
You like smells really bad.
Trash monster? The trash monster. Oh, yes.
Not
Okay.
not you. No. You're
No,
fine. You're
no.
lovely.
Mm,
You're not a monster.
lovely.
I'll get back out
The things I
snacks.
do for my players. Just want you to know. I want that immersion. Yes, I'm going to snort like a pig.
Snort, said the snort. Are you my
Ned.
mother? Snort, said the snort.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, get the snacks back out of my pocket and hand some to the
Oh dear. So we have a.
Should
Do
ask
we
if
have a?
she's good at finding truffles.
Oh, boy.
Do we have a 2-door problem or do we have a more door problem?
Well, so far, you're right.
2. Once we open one, we might have 2 more, which would then be more doors.
I think we should open it. Let's do it. You
Which-
don't
the
get
le-
anywhere without a little risk in life.
Okay.
We
Which
are
one are you
adventurers.
opening?
The one.
Timor
off-
says, hold fast to what is good.
Hold fast to what is good.
Group hug!
Okay.
I was waiting for that. All right. So, my lovelies, which
Well, she's
door are you
good.
going through?
She's an Asimar. She's good.
I am good.
So
Right.
so we went into the room with the mongrel folk, and there was a door off of it. So since we're already in that room, let's just do that door.
Okay. So heading
good.
straight across, you open another door. In here, you can
The
see that
room.
there are. You do see another door that leads out, heading towards the west. But you see large, the remnants of stone and stone cutting tools, and things like that. In its heyday, it may have been a workshop, but now it's remnants of what was there.
No blood.
No blood. Not. The stone door leads back again towards your. As you're standing in this room, your left.
Let's go to the left.
All right.
Is anybody actually good at directions? Because I'm not, and I'm already confused.
I'm completely lost, but it's okay.
Okay. Excellent.
You're not lost. You're right here.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty linear so far. You came out, you went to your right, you went across. Now you're going left.
So
Opening this door.
it's the doors that we left open.
Because any
Hey,
good
I'm just
adventurer
gonna
knows
follow
to
you
leave
guys.
your escape route open so you can run back through it again. Um, as you open this, it's a hallway. The hallway itself
Ooh, something new.
is very short. It has two doors. One's directly across from this one, about 15 feet ahead of you. Midway through the hallway, you have a door that seems to be set into the right. So, door across from you,
Onward!
one just to your right. Which way are you going?
I march straight down the end of the hall.
Straight down to the end of the hall, you open this one. Another hallway. This one goes around a corner about 15 feet and it circles back around the corner.
I don't even know
Heading
what
to
direction.
your left.
I don't like he leaving a closed door in our rear.
I
We
think
have
we
not
go back
invested.
and open that one, yeah.
Okay, so you go back to open that one.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Oh, okay.
Everybody?
Oh, it's just everybody or just
All
me?
of you, just whoever's opening that door.
I'll do it. That's fine.
Okay. I've got a
I'll-
cleric, a ranger, and a wizard. But a wizard. I don't think anybody's trained in athletics, are you?
I am.
You are.
No.
Awesome.
I'm gonna use my luck point.
Okay. Also, remember that you can Nidra can help you, and you can get advantage on the roll.
Oh yeah. So were you helping?
Yeah. Do you want me to open it, or are you gonna open it?
I already rolled one, so I'll just.
Okay, then I will assist you.
All right. I try very hard, and I managed to roll 10 twice.
Total. Was that with advantage?
Yeah, I rolled 10,
That's
and then I
great.
rolled 10 again. So
That's
I'm
great.
gonna step back. Nidra, why don't you try, and I'll. Is it a pull door? Should we be pulling? Was that the problem?
I think that's probably the issue.
Oh, so you're pushing the pull door. Got it.
Yeah. That's okay.
Well, we are
It's easy to get
adventurers.
confused.
So somewhere Gary Larson is going. My joke.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Wasn't labeled, okay? There was. It just had the P.
So-
It just had the P and the U. How did I know?
Oh goodness me!
Up.
This door. So
For
you can,
dyslexics.
if your ranger friend is helping you, of course you have advantage.
Okay, good, because I got a 22 with advantage. Otherwise, it would have been a 5.
Okay, well, good, because a 5 wouldn't have opened it, and as hard as you pull on this door, you still can't seem to budge this door.
Right.
It's just broken.
So it's a pull door, though. We've established that, right? Right, so let's wedge it closed. Oh, I think I have pitons.
Yeah, but I kind of want to know what's in
You
there
put
now.
pineapple on your pitons?
Yes.
I do want to know what's in there, but since we can't open it right now, we have to go find the thing that opens it. And in the meantime, Tafara had a good point about the unopened door behind us.
Okay.
So
you're gonna wedge it closed?
Or you
Yeah.
could just go back and tell Arkin we've discovered what happened to his friend. And it's in Fountain Ward. It's down here. And
I mean, we could, but
But we've
That's
already
not-
come this far.
True. Okay. And we are adventurers.
We've sunk so much cost into this.
It's true.
Well, I mean-
You've been handing out dried fruits and coins like you have a small store.
it was an animal. Or remember?
You've been sweet talking squirrels. Jersey squirrels.
Jawsy. Squirrels.
Godfather squirrels.
So So, leaving this door behind and going back to the cornered hallway.
We're gonna put like 2 or 3 pitons to make sure this door isn't getting open.
As you try to wedge the piton in there, you recognize that it's not really wedging.
Okay, well,
As you look at it closer, you can see that the stone door has lines like like a crack in the door, but it's only about like that deep.
okay, so let's go
It's a
to up.
false door.
It's a false
Yeah.
door. Okay.
Huh.
Is it really?
Interesting.
You should investigate it further to make sure.
No, it's a
There's not-
false door. You should.
An
We
investigation check.
we should steal the handle.
Yeah,
You
You think
steal
the
the-
handles will be useful?
you
I'm gonna do the
you
end.
steal the
You
pull
think
ring.
they'll be useful later?
Well, there might be something inside it. You never know.
I look closely at it, and I am still pretty convinced that I'm missing something, but I don't see it. I got a 3.
Okay. Yep. This door does not want to open. All right. Heading back through the door that you can open, you go down the hallway and around the corner. Ahead of you, the hall ends in collapsed rubble. There doesn't seem to be any further pathway here.
Did anybody bring a shovel?
No.
No, not in this dress.
Wait,
It's in your other
lovely.
robe.
It's in
Yeah.
my other robe.
Well,
In my weekend hot time robe. That's what I need the shovels. When they use their lines on me, I have to do this all the time.
I want to like check and see like how difficult it would be to clear some of the rubble.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, perception.
And I will open that to any and all who would like to make said perception check.
Okay, I shall try to.
What is wrong with my dice? 12.
12.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Perception? I got a 19.
Okay.
I had switched my digital
And
dice,
I
and these are
eight.
doing poorly.
20.
Okay. You do not see any way to really clear this rubble without making it worse or without taking a grand amount of time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But as you're looking through there, you do notice something more important. Part of the wall, about midway through this tunnel, appears to be too uniform. Most of your stone has an offset look to it, but there seems to be a section of it that is far too uniform, indicating that there might be a secret door.
I got a crowbar.
And I got 2 strong friends.
I'm not really strong, but I've done a lot of soldiering in my life, so.
But like, why don't we just see if there's a button to open it first before we
Well, that would be really smart.
go all heave ho?
So there won't be one.
As you kind of like investigate and push on it, you realize that you push in the door. There's a small spring to it, and then it opens outward.
You just needed to push.
Yeah, just boom, and it goes out.
Bump.
There's,
Looking inside of this room, a grisly sight greets you. The form of a man is crumpled, or the form of a person is crumpled on the floor. Standing above them, its hands raised to strike once more, is what would have been a person made of stitchwork. Their skin stretched here and there, mismatched parts, making them look as though they were some sort of horrific doll of a person. As you watch, it brings its hands down on the form laying on the ground one time. There is a thump, and the body just kind of shifts up and down and does not move. As it looks up, it catches eyes with you, howls, and roll for initiative.
Dun, 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 dun. I rolled cleric initiative.
Got a 16.
That means you're last.
17.
Okay.
My dice are terrible today. They're like, they'll give me one good roll for every 8 terrible ones.
So far, it's counted though where you've needed it.
Only because of the advantage.
All right. So let's see here.
Reset my digital dice. I'm mad at these.
Tashraba, you had 17.
Hmm? Yes.
Okay. And then Therian, you had a 16.
I did.
What did Nidri actually have?
Ooh.
I'm sorry, what?
I got a 5.
Okay. I wanted to make sure before I said, hey, yeah, no, you go first. Okay.
Light shines upon the party.
Ooh.
They have received a boon.
Yes.
Ooh.
And we're gonna
Ooh.
need it.
Let's make this one fun.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's a boon, so it's going to be in your favor, but let's make it fun.
I'll get the twister.
Apologies. Shadow has also found its way to the party.
Oh!
They have received a bane as well.
No, they cancel.
Well,
Do not cancel.
The boon is this. All of your weapon attacks, regardless if they are or not, are counted as magical.
oh, thank gosh.
Oh, mine already
All
was.
of your weapons attacks. Your bane. Is that... Hold on, let's hydrate real quick.
Oh, I have to go somewhere
Okay.
else. I'm a
Woo.
I'm out
Oh.
to go ice water. Oh?
I still got a leader.
Your bane is this.
Okay. Yeah, it
For
is
the
actually.
first 2 rounds, for the first 2 rounds, you have a -1 to all your attack and damage rolls.
Okay.
Because that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's mean, but I like it.
That's with that being said, Ed, you are first.
How big is this room?
That is a great question. This room, let me pull up my map here real quick. The room is 20 feet long by 15 feet wide. I'm sorry, 30 feet long by 20 feet wide. Sorry about that.
Good. Okay.
And he is
Firebolt.
almost dead in the center of just fireball.
No, firebolt.
Okay. I wanted to make
Oh,
sure.
no, not fireball. That's why I was asking. Firebolt.
Okay, roll to attack.
+ 8, 24.
That will 23, but that still hits. Damage, sir.
Okay. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Oops. So before the minus, the bane, you start with 12.
Okay. I know how to do math.
Hold up some fingers, everybody.
All right. Anything else?
We
on
all
your
went
turn?
to school in North America. Can't do any of those other things. I want to, but I can't. Good old
All right.
wizard does the thing. Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Oh, and
That
step
would-
back. I will step back out of the
Step out of the
doorway
way.
to give,
Good job.
leeway. Yeah.
Therian.
I'm gonna step just inside of the doorway, draw my hand crossbow,
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to shoot this great hulking creature 3 times.
Okay. Somebody took crossbow expert.
Might have done. 16.
16 hits.
All right. And I get to add a D4 of what kind of damage is this? A psychic damage, dreadful strikes, mind-scarring magic drawn from the gloomy hollows of the Feywild. So that is nice 4 of the psychic damage and 8 of the magical hand crossbow. That's the first attack.
All right.
Second one, oh, that definitely hits then. 26. So another 1 psychic damage and another 11 regular damage.
Okay.
Last attack.
All right.
A 19. So that's another 2 psychic and 9 piercing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, yell at him. Stop that!
You quickly load fire, and then yell, "Stop that!" And then as you step right into the room.
I had the, order of operations has never been my strong suit.
All right. Anything else?
I feel like that was enough.
Okay. He quickly crosses the room because you're still in the room, if I'm not mistaken.
I am.
He quickly crosses the room over to you, brings his fists up over his mighty head, and brings them down to strike you, or at least to attempt to strike you.
All right.
The first one is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
And a 22, so those both hit.
Anything cool?
The first one is going to do 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And the second one is going to be quite a bit more with 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh. All right.
As he pounds you with his fist, he's screaming. Oh, wait, you know what? I take that back. I'm sorry. I may not have hit you at all. I forgot one thing. He was hit with fire.
Hmm?
Oh, he slowed.
I also forgot to do the -1 to my damages.
That's okay. I took care of it.
Okay, good.
So he still hit you. Thankfully, it was with disadvantage because the second roll was a nat 20. So that would have hit you. But anyway, so the damage still stands.
26
all right.
in total?
Yes. 26 in total. That is his turn. We are moving on now to Nidri.
Well, so is she like blocking the door?
I think she stepped into the room, so she's right in the room, like you can walk in. And he would be like right there in front of you.
All right, I will cast You're bleeding profusely, Nidri. Or that's me. She took 20, but I don't know. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna cast Bless. Then I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna kind of try to step next to her to present us another target. Hopefully that I look a little more appetizing than she does.
All right.
It's soul.
Yeah. So we all have Bless for now.
Okay. And so you have 1d4 to add to your roll.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
That is all I can do right now.
Okay. That brings us back up to the top of the order. Tash.
Nothing succeeds like excess. So, firebolt again.
Okay.
Firebolt.
And just positioning myself so I'm not in the way of either of my adventuring companions. I'm just firing the thing. I just have to be able to see the target.
Put your hand on like Nidri's head, like just step aside 1 second. Boom.
Just move my head a little.
Just like, okay, sorry. Ooh, that's hot. This is my ear.
Oh, 26.
That hits.
Good. Let's do this. And 12 before Bane.
Okay. Luckily, though, this is the last round for that.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Mm, 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 mm.
Hasn't
Nope.
he done enough?
Nope.
I don't know.
Bonus actions may be there. Okay. Therian. I don't know if you heard you have bless on you.
Yes. I barely caught it, but yes. Okay. Well, bless is great. I am going to do. We haven't like he hasn't spoken to us, told us anything life changing.
He's just he
Yeah.
does not speak. He is angry and wailing on things.
Nor did he stop per my command. All right, cool. In that case, I'm gonna do the same thing again. With my hand crossbow. With that bless, that makes it a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right. One psychic and piercing.
How much psychic? I'm sorry.
1.
Okay, and how much piercing?
12.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
then 17 to hit. For 10 piercing and 1 psychic.
How much piercing again? I'm sorry.
10.
10. Okay, gotcha. All right.
And then last one. Shit. Oh, that definitely.
What number is that?
18. I almost threw my D4 in the floor and would have had to get up to get it. 18 to hit, and Jesus Christ, 1 psychic. It's consistent here, and 12 piercing. And I
Okay.
will yell at him again. I said, stop that!
Hang on just 1 second here.
Good. Not a very good listener. Put your listening ears
Okay.
on.
All right. He's still up, but he looks ragged. You can see all of your machinations have busted, stitching open, and he seems to be falling apart slowly, but he is still up. With that, he raises his hands above his head once again.
God, go on here.
Miss. Oh, and a miss again. He's that fire. He's screaming as he's trying to like fight against the fire that keeps hitting him.
Thanks for the fire support.
Haha. Nidri.
I am going to cast spiritual weapon and attack you.
Okay.
For let's see here. Does a 23.
All right, 23 definitely hits him.
So take 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And that's going to be my bonus action.
Okay.
And then as my action, I'm going to Band-Aid Theron. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Theron gets a special Band-Aid.
Does it have Power Rangers on it?
You get 16 back.
Okay. You quickly call out to Timora and cast your weapon. What does your spiritual weapons form take?
I can't remember off the top of my head what Timora's weapon is. Damn it.
Horseshoe!
What is it?
A horseshoe.
A horseshoe.
Giant horseshoe.
Just ninja
It's
chuck
a,
it. Excellent. It is a horseshoe now. That's it. It's going.
All right. As you finish casting out to Timora, reaching over to touch your friend and heal them, the spinning horseshoe rings around the flesh golem. As it does, battering it, you watch as the form falls to the ground. The magical life that once powered it faded out completely. It lays there. The creator of it, broken on the floor nearby.
Let's go. I run over to that person and see if they're dead. They're very dead.
Very
Okay.
dead.
Do we know anything? Like, Start looking around.
The face doesn't look familiar. You can see a book that they have that goes into the necromantic arts of stitching back and trying to ascertain and recreate life. The face of the person you don't know. Gathering up their works, though, what would you like to do with their journals and things like that?
Is there a name of this scientist in the journal? This researcher?
No, it doesn't have one in there. It's not like this book belongs to.
Dr.
I think we should take the books and the corpse back to
Yep.
Arkin.
Yes.
I think we
kind of
should
agree.
stuff all the books in the corpse. Like, in
Wait,
the
what?
clothing. Stuff
No!
all
The
the
clothing.
books in the
In the
clothing.
clothing.
Bodies, it's bags of holding.
No,
They're
no.
not body bags of holding, okay?
Oh, in its pockets.
Yes. Taking the corpse and the books back to Arkin, the journals and all of that. He thanks you for your hard work, although he is dismayed at what you have found. Some investigations will be set, and now that they know at least what was creating the issue or causing the problem, he informs the correct people. The Justicar is set out as well as the guards. And there is more to be found from this because they realize that this necromancer wasn't working alone on his own. And more people will have to be found out. But that is a mystery for another day. I want to start off by thanking these three wonderful people for giving me their Monday night. I had an absolute blast.
Thanks for putting up with our shenanigans.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm here for it all day long. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. Like I said before we went on the air, I have a lot of admiration. I look up to these people because they're just fantastic at what they do. And so if you've never played D&D before, then you're missing out. If you are new, welcome to it. I want to thank. Let's start over here with Jenny. Jenny, tell us if they want to follow you, where can we follow you? Where can we find you out on the world? And tell us about some of the work that you've done.
You can find me, for starters, all over the internet at Jenny Loveday, GINNY LOVEDAY. My website, jennyloveday.com, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. Not YouTube, though. I'm still fighting with them.
Nice.
Okay. Good luck.
It's been long. And I do, a lot. I do social media for Baldman Games, which hosts the virtual D&D weekends every month. I am on I'm the community committee chair, which makes cool activities to make all the Baldman Games, DMs feel like a community, and then the players feel like they're part of that as well. I also have a Twitch show that is every Sunday, except for the past 3 Sundays because vacation, where I interview people in the tabletop RPGs community. We talk about design. It's called The Designer's Den. I am co-host of the D&D Roundtable podcast with my great fan Paige Lightman, and I don't know, I do a lot of shit.
Paige. A lot of things. Check her out. Like I said, she's all over the place. If you guys ever join us for the virtual D&D weekend, make sure you give some love to Jenny. She works really hard. Well, all those guys do. So thank you very much.
Everyone does. If you want to play some Theros, come join me. I'll be running some in July.
There we go. Thank you so much again for being here. It really means a lot to me that you were here. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tony, tell us about some of the work that you've done and where we can find you.
You can find me on the internet at Vorgryth, VORGRYTH, on Twitter and Instagram, even though I don't use that nearly as much. So, whenever I think of it.
Oh yeah, that's the thing over there I've got.
Yeah.
You gotta put all your
That's
cool
it.
fish pictures on it.
There you
I
go.
do some of the fish pictures.
And yeah,
but
I'm excited because as I mentioned, I am actually running. She has an adventure in the Candlekeep Mysteries, which if you haven't picked it up is an awesome book. It's so much fun, and I am currently
there's
running
some people who worked on
her
that and they've
game.
done some good job.
Absolutely, Yeah, it's from front to back. It's a fantastic book. And she also has a lot of other things that go on. And yes, I agree with Carl. You should definitely insta your fish.
And
Excellent. No,
and-
I will do that. No, I also I work for Baldwin Games as a trilogy designer right now, and I will be taking over as story lead next year for the Moonshade Isles from
Masters
Eric Noble.
campaign.
The what?
The Moonshade Masters campaign.
Correct. Yes. So that'll be fun. I do lots of stuff. I do different Adventure League stuff. I just did a bunch of monsters for a project. You know, I mean,
Oh!
I'm kind of all over the place. So, you know, different things, different kind of whatever. I've done
Yeah.
some stuff for, I'm trying to think recently, the Potbelly Kobold. There's some adventures in there, things like that. So I'm pretty busy because it's fun and I like it, but I did take a break for a while because I was dealing with life emergencies that I just
Yes.
What she means is she took a break because her basement kept flooding and her leg was a manatee.
I literally broke my leg and my ankle. So
Oh dear.
I
Yep.
realized sitting on my couch working, really, I got nothing done because I'd be like very distracted.
I'm gonna take a second to talk about. I'm jealous. I'm envious, not jealous, because I want it, but I want her to have it too. I'm envious of her office. It is the coolest place. It's got Marvel all over it. It's black, and then it's got the. Is it
Hey.
facing the window that's out
Got
into your
big windows.
Yes.
just
It's a
huge
great big,
window?
huge window.
Yeah, it's amazing. She showed pictures, and I was like, "This is awesome."
I did it myself. I'm so proud of me.
I'm proud of you as well. So again, it really meant a lot to have you here. So thank you so much for taking the time and being here for me.
You did an awesome job. This was
Thank
super
you.
fun and so
Yeah.
fabulous. I'm super excited that I said yes, and I had a really good time. So you did
Thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you. I'm so glad. And then to not take away from it, Ed. I mean,
It's Ed.
do people know Ed? You've worked on a few things, I think. If I'm
Yeah,
not
a
mistaken.
few. Jeez.
Just a couple things.
55 years of gaming. I'm older than the
He
industry.
made a little setting, probably never heard of it.
Never heard it called
Yeah.
Forgotten Realms.
Yeah,
I
I
think some people
forgot.
forgot about it.
It was forgotten. Okay, to be fair though, you probably only heard about the Sword Coast.
Actually, the
No,
rest
Did
of
you
the
see that?
Forgotten Realms, it's just the Sword Coast that we remember.
Somebody,
So
I saw
at the
something.
moment,
Somebody did a little thing once, and it was like the Forgotten Realms, and it had the Sword Coast, and then they wrote
Yeah.
everything else.
Remembered
The
Realms?
Forgotten Realms.
Yes.
the remembered realms. Yeah.
The Remembered Realms, the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah. So I am busy right now doing a Thay book,
Yes.
helping people do a Rashomon book, doing another Vola's Guide to Another Place, and I can't talk about most of the other stuff I'm doing because the good old fashioned NDAs.
Of course.
But
Right.
Oh,
it involves Hollywood and computer games and all that fun stuff. And
That's
Fate of the
awesome.
Norns, I can talk about the Viking role playing game. What I'm working on a
That's
city for.
fantastic.
I'm going to detail an
Oh.
entire city, every building in the city. But because I'm already 61 years old, and you may want to have this before I die, first box set will only have part of the city super detailed, and we'll go on releasing stuff. But anyway, you can find me at the Edverse on Twitter, where I answer Realms questions all day long and questions about my favorite toothpaste and which bras I wear and everything. Um, you would not believe what I get asked.
All right then.
Yeah, and we probably shouldn't repeat some of them. But anyway, and you can also see me on good shows like this one and the Mages and Sages podcast on YouTube.
Yes. On Facebook, make sure you guys find the fans of Ed page
Oh,
on
God.
Facebook.
Forgot about them.
The reason I say that is because I keep kicking myself. Every once in a while, he does this thing of like, hey, submit a video entry and you can play with Ed. and they recently had one, and somebody supposed to submit his and totally forgot to do
We'll
that.
do another one. This one,
Or
that one wrapped up today. So
you can just
that's
do this and play with it.
yeah. Yeah, one way
No,
you
wait a
get
minute, I
having his
didn't do that
DM.
in person. The one thing though that's really funny is whenever I reached out to each of you, when I reached out to him, he said, "Yeah, do you want me as a player, an NPC, or a DM?" And my brain goes, "DM, DM, DM, DM." No, I meant player.
No.
You melted his brain. That's what
I-
happened.
His
And
brain
I've got
was
a
like,
complete
yes.
drag wardrobe, and I can make a great NPC too.
My problem is I don't want to shave the beard. I've been threatened.
Oh
So-
no!
No, you
Don't
don't have
shave
to
the
shave. You don't
beard.
have to shave. Okay,
Yeah,
my question.
even when you're doing the harem dancer, you don't shave the beard. You just put coins in it.
My question to you, Ed, did you see the Elminster and drag from the recent-ish queer-coded product? That was good. It made me think of you.
Yes, and there's one thing I do want to point out to people. Everybody says, "Oh, Elminster looks like you, and you look like Elminster, and he's your Mary Sue insert." Blah 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 blah. I'd just like to remind them I was 5 years old when I created Elminster.
He's
I had
inspired
no beard.
by you.
I did not have
I
white
actually
hair.
realized you were that
I
young.
had
That's
I had
awesome.
those black plastic glasses, the non-breakable ones that you can easily break. You know,
Yeah.
I looked like your typical little nerd kid with a brush cut.
Wait,
Now Elminster looks like me, and I look like Elminster.
Now
It's
it's
typecasting.
you're not gonna put this as your submission video?
yeah.
Oh.
This is my submission video. We'll see.
I
I'll
didn't
have
hear
to
any
catch it the next
singing.
time.
How do you dance? You okay?
I
dance?
don't dance real well. Singing though, I've got you.
Oh,
Right,
try
let's hear it.
me. Try me.
Um,
There's a
Put him on
song
the
in
spot.
there's a
No,
song in Waterdeep Dragon Heist. You can pull it up.
yeah, but I don't. It's like the tune. I
It's
will
to the tune
sing.
of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Thank you.
I know, but I don't have it like ready at hand. But
Put him on the spot.
Give us a sexy
my
crooner.
brain is going. By a
Wait.
lonely prison wall, I heard a young maid calling. Tommy, they have taken you away.
You're
For you
in. You're in.
stole travail, you- Okay.
Fantastic. That's good.
They got me to sing on camera for this thing.
Woohoo.
Bingo! Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much, and to everybody who stopped by to just watch and play along with us. It was really great having you all here. Next week we'll be back to the troubleshooters. Don't forget we do have a show tomorrow night with Scion with GM Jason as they are doing the World at War, and then back on Thursday with A Knight's Ransom. So come in, check it out. We have a lot of content going on 4 nights a week, so don't be a stranger. Thank you all again so much. Stick around for a raid as we go raid somebody.
You guys are so much fun. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, wait, we didn't do DM appreciation.
Oh, you were supposed to do
Yes.
appreciation. Oh,
Somebody spent channel points. We're doing it.
okay.
Each of us. He spent channel points so we could each do it. All right.
Nice.
Oh my.
I gotta start then. All right. Oh, because he keeps starting with me. All right. So, Heath, I don't get to hang out with you very much, right? But every time I have, it has been positively delightful, and probably won't believe it when I say it, but you have actually taught me multiple things about how to be a better DM for an online game, and you know, it just makes me happy
Thank
that
you.
you invited me to be here because you're such a good friend.
Thank you.
That was really sweet.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm super into channel points because I still have a pending submission to put a cosplay on for a stream, and it's been pending for like 6 weeks. So like, channel points have been spent.
We're doing it.
All right.
okay, I'll go.
Okay.
I think that Well, you did such an amazing job. I think that
Alright.
DMing online is way harder than doing it in person. That's just the way I
Yeah.
function and my brain works, and I think it's 1,000 times harder. So you did such a fantastic job. I was like,
Thank you.
woo! But you're always so encouraging and positive about stuff. You're like, oh my God, look at that. That's really awesome, Tony, or whatever. So you know what? And I appreciate that stuff. I try to do that too, and it's not always easy. So I think you do a great job with that, and you're fun and funny, and it's awesome. And I'd leave the beard.
Yeah, leave the beard.
I have no
Just-
choice.
You just bedazzle it for drag, right? Okay, that's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
And grow it longer so it's a handhold. Oh.
That's a
I'll be-
different show, Ed.
So
Oh.
my friends Carl and Sarah and a few others know this, but at one point in time, my beard was this long and my hair was down to my shoulders.
hmm
That's
And you were
long.
even
It's
sexier than you
not-
are now.
It's not a good look for me.
If
to be
that was
perfectly
possible.
honest with you.
'Cause that's the thing.
It's
are-
subjective.
We know we're in good hands.
We've
That's not a
gotten
problem.
some.
As a
Somebody-
dungeon master, you're
Somebody
great.
has already disagreed that it was a good look, so obviously you're just biased.
I think Sarah was telling that it was that long, so it was
Oh,
that
oh.
long. I don't think it was that good of a look on me.
Oh, come on. You're sexy.
Thank
and you
you
have
so
a
much.
sexy library behind you. I say that
I'd love to
as a
say,
guy,
but
you know.
I'd love to say that, but it's
I know it is. I can tell.
points.
Sexy library.
Points if you know what it's from, though.
Yeah.
Kind of lean closer to see it. I have no idea.
The movie, you mean?
Yes,
Yes. hmm
it's from a movie.
It
hmm
looks super familiar, and I can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel bad when you tell me.
It is
Oh,
Knives
well-
Out, Carl.
Yeah.
That's the library from Knives Out.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think
Knives Out 2 is filming right now. Yes.
Yes. It is now that I'm done being embarrassed, I think, because Ed's called me sexy, so he's been pouring adoration on me. So
Yeah, he's got it.
we're good. Thank you
Alright
all. I would love to do this again sometime. If you guys are up for it.
We gotta
I'm
figure
going-
out the
Yeah.
next
Sounds good to
part.
me. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm
All
in.
right. We'll have to see if we can add somebody, and yes, I'll have to write the next part.
Just write it
Thank
on
you
a.
all so much.
Oh, good. We're safe for 5 years. No.
He only needs
Oh,
two
okay.
pages.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Look at that look. That's pretty
He's
good.
giving
look.
me
I
the
like it.
look. Whoa.
Fine.
Oh. If looks could
Stop
kill,
it.
I'd be leaving in a basket.
Thank you all so much. You guys have a wonderful night. Otter, thank you so much for being here and running things in the
Yes.
background. Really appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful evening. Until next time, take care. Love you guys.